high school football championships. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. By Milk, from the dairy farm families of Wisconsin. Remember to grab a tall, cold glass of milk at every meal. Got milk? And by M&I Bank, where you're just a click away from free online banking and a free MyWeb homepage. Check us out at miweb.com.
Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium. We are just a few minutes away from the WIAA Division II State Championship game between Ashwaubenon and Germantown. Hi, everyone. Jeff Lenzen along with Charlie McDonald. Charlie, these are two teams that have some playoff experience, state tournament experience. Ashwaubenon won the title in '96. Germantown, a runner-up last year.
They certainly are excellent teams. If you look back into August of this year, neither team, I think, really thought they would be here. They developed tremendously, and they're playing with a lot of spirit and enthusiasm. They've really come together.
Now, Ashwaubenon is a team that really kind of manufactures points with their defense and special teams, and the big play guy for them, Dan Palix.
Dan Palix has been a special player. He has returned 6 defensive plays, kickoffs, punts for touchdowns this year. He's a big play guy and someone that Germantown and Phil Datka have to be concerned about.
On the other hand, Germantown led by their big quarterback, Ben Croak. Boy, Phil Datka really likes the way this guy plays.
Well, I, too, along with Phil, think Ben's one of the top quarterbacks in the state. He's very big. He throws the ball very well. He runs the option. He's thrown 15 touchdown passes and has had only 5 interceptions. Impressive statistics.
We're looking forward to a good one. The kickoff just moments away. We'll have more pregame festivities when we return.
Know everything.
We know not to drink and drive.
We know not to get into a car with a friend who's been drinking. And we know to always wear our seatbelts. We're smart enough to make the right choices.
And not let our friends talk us into things we know are wrong.
Now here's the game.
The coach's cliche. They range from motivational to inspirational to downright confusing. But no matter what the sport, what season, or what the outcome, these athletes show us what it means to be champions. At the Rural Insurance Companies, we're proud to sponsor the WIAA Sportsmanship Awards. After all, it's the one honor that embodies the granddaddy of all locker room truisms.
Uh-oh, we got trouble.
Oh, please, not me.
That's gotta hurt.
Tracy!
We gotta do something. Charge!
She's back!
Let's go! Run, monkey, run!
I'm not gonna make it!
She's got monkey.
Mom! Go eat someone your own size!
Got milk.
Welcome back to Camp Randall Stadium, just moments away from the Division II championship game. Ashwaubenon against Germantown on a brisk day here at Camp Randall Stadium. About 27 degrees, the wind blowing a little bit, Charlie. That could be a factor today. You were down on the field earlier, and it was brisk out there.
It really was. I had a chance to talk to Ken Golomsky and Phil Datka, and the wind is a factor right now. It's blowing as we look down in the field from our right to the left, which would be from the old basketball arena. But right along the lower level, it's not as big a factor, but it certainly could be a factor in the kicking game.
You have to win 4 playoff games to get to Camp Randall. Ashwaubenon beat West Bend East, Menasha, Pulaski, and then Toma to get to the championship game. Germantown a winner over Hamilton, Portage, Monroe, and then Waukesha South. Ashwaubenon will be getting the ball first, and when we talk about Ashwaubenon and we talk about their big play guy, one of the guys back there to receive will be Dan Palix, and I wouldn't expect Phil Dadka to try and kick it towards him, but if you take a look down towards that formation that they have, Ashwaubenon, they're not letting Germantown know which player is going where until right before the kick.
This is a big play in this ball game because you certainly don't like to have at least Palix get the ball, and he's going to be difficult to keep it away from, as you can see in the camera that he's in a stacked position, and no one really knows where he will end up.
Jerry Starner getting set to kick off for Germantown. Interesting story here for him. He's a 2-letter winner. He also plays soccer during the football season, so he splits his time between the soccer team and the football team. Doesn't get to all the football practices because of his soccer commitments, but it's worked out pretty well for him. And as you see there, Germantown with a pretty interesting formation of their own. Now at the last minute breaking out, I guess that makes it more difficult possibly for Ashwaubenon to pick up assignments on blocks.
Well, it does, and I think Germantown is very concerned about the kick return and field position. I look for them to try to kick the ball on a line drive kind of kick and bounce along this turf.
A short kick, and it's going to go through the legs of Ken Pride, and he lost the football, and Germantown has it. Looked like number 9, Tim Mannion, was there to recover the football. Big play in the opening play of this game.
On the replay, you'll see what happened. The ball bounces freely on that turf, and it's different for the kids to handle. And once it's loose on the ground here, somebody needs to get on top of the ball, and of course it fell loose, and number 9, I did not get the name, fell in that ball. But what a tremendous break to start out a state championship game.
Mannion all over the football, and boy, Germantown just like that is in business on the 7-yard line of Ashwaubenon.
We've seen some very unusual kicking game or kick plays down here, and what an unbelievable start to be in such great field position to start out your first play. And we probably should have been on defense.
All right, quarterback Brent Crow takes his team to the line. Sherman Thomas on the pitch looking for some room down to the 3-yard line. Thomas is an excellent back. He's had a great year, over 1,000-yard rusher, and is a big threat because of his excellent speed. And here's that starting offensive lineup for Germantown, brought to you by Marquette University. We talked about Croat. 6'6" quarterback makes that offense go. The offensive line is anchored by Jason Belke. He's an all-stater, the only returning starter on that offensive line. 2nd and goal from the 3. The pitch to the right side to Thomas, looking for some room, and he's in for the score. Just like that, 2 plays, and Germantown is on the board.
It's just a toss sweep out of a slot I formation that I know that Germantown likes to run, and of course blocking at the point of attack is excellent.
Sherman Thomas, 15 touchdowns coming into the game. He is their main guy that they go to, and nice move to get into the end zone.
Used his speed, and once he got to the corner, he was very difficult to catch.
Starner tries the point after, and it's good. So we played less than a minute, just 11:18 to go in the first quarter, and Germantown, taking advantage of that miscue by Ashwaubenon, is on the board, 7-0. Boy, what an interesting way to start this football game.
Very unusual. We've talked a lot about the kicking game, and being down here and seeing some games, the kicking game has been so instrumental in the outcomes, and this is a case where it just really makes a huge difference.
You see Sherman Thomas on the sideline. You're going to be getting the ball to him a lot. He's averaging about 5 yards a carry. He's carried the ball over 250 yards coming into this game, and Phil Dadka told me that a lot of teams this year have really been keying on him, so his yards per carry average isn't as up as much as it was last year, but he's still a very dangerous, explosive running back.
He really is, and that's a very nice start for him, and I'm sure that Ashwaubenon's concerned right now, but they'll be all right. They've been down before, and I think that they'll bounce right back on this series.
So it was just about 40 seconds ago we went through the same thing with Germantown kicking off, and it's the same formation again for Ashwaubenon. They're not going to let Germantown know exactly where those players are going here to the last minute. The guy they want to get the ball is Dan Palix. And again, Starner will kick off. just underway here in the Division II championship game, and Germantown with a quick score on top 7-0. A squib kick, and it's going to head out of bounds. And if you're Phil Datka, you don't mind actually a squib kick, considering the way that special teams play for Ashwaubenon has been this season. That first kickoff really wasn't, kickoff return wasn't indicative of the way this Ashwaubenon team has been on special teams.
No, it wasn't. It was a case where I think the artificial turf had an effect on that, and these kids have not been on turf like this before. The ball bounced in a difficult way, but the fumble obviously came after that bad hop.
So now they'll have to bring it back 5 more yards and re-kick it. Ashwaubenon with a chance to get some pretty decent field position here. And Starner getting his group ready. And again, they'll break off at the last minute. Ashwaubenon now has changed the formation. They have Palix in the middle. He takes a few steps up to anticipate a shorter kick by Starner. A line drive kick picked up by Brad Johnson, and he gets up to about the 46-yard line where he's taken down by Joe Dombro.
Ashwaubenon starts with very, very good field position, about the 42-yard line, and I think you take that just about any time you receive a kickoff.
And you look at the quarterback, Aaron Eichley. He'll run the show, a 5'10 senior. Also an all-conference baseball player, so starring in 2 sports for Ashwaubenon. Right away goes to Kent Hyde, and he's going nowhere. Stopped by number 36, Todd Hetzel. Let's look at the Ashwaubenon offense. We talked about Aaron Eichley. Ken Pride gets the start, and Kevin Spice will also get lots of reps at the running back. The offensive line, Brian Vanden Langenberger along with Anthony Bonney and Joe Barry. It's an offense that Ken Golonsky says will sputter along and then all of a sudden just get a big play for him. It's been an interesting and exciting offense to watch. Picked off. Eichley's pass picked off by Jason Belkey, and Belkey down to the 23-yard line. So the defense from Phil Datka immediately makes a big play. That defensive line, Brad Bolyard and Matt Barron along with Joe Ciro, and then the linebacker that you just saw, Belkey, making the interception, anchoring that defense. Boy, 2 big turnovers within 2 minutes of this game. A minute and a half into the game, and 2 big turnovers already for Germantown. Coach sets the offense on the 22-yard line. And the give is to Joe Dombro. Fights his way for a couple of yards. Mike Plum is there for the tackle.
Germantown really is a multiple offensive team. They like to be in the I formation with a number of variations, and they like to run some option from that. Last time they really lined up unbalanced. We call it an end over, where they have more linemen set to that time to the left of the center than to the right. This time the balance just to the slot I with the spread formation.
Croak calls a signal, 2nd and 8 from the 20. The inside handoff again to Dombro. He gets to about the 17-yard line. Let's take a look at the Ashwaubenon defense. It is a big play type defense, an opportunistic defense. The defensive line there, Peyton, Krieger, Diamond, Trudell, and Anderson. And again, Dan Palix heads this team. He has 5 interceptions, and he's returned 1 for a touchdown this year. 3rd and 4 from the 16. Coat looking to throw. Ooh, and he is hit hard for a loss of about 3 yards. Outstanding play by number 36, Chris Ness.
One of the real strengths about Ashwaubonon's program right now is their quick defense. On the replay right now, you're going to see pressure from the backside of Ben Croat. And of course, he is in a position where he had no chance.
Check that. That was Rick Payton on the left end coming in and pressuring Croat and dropping him for a loss. So it's 4th down and 9 from the 21. Germantown going to go for the first. Under pressure again. And the ball intercepted. Picked off by Mike Service, the middle linebacker. So Ashwaubenon comes up with the turnover.
That really showed some of the quickness they have on their defense.
Well, we've played is 8 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lots of action already. Back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Tires Plus announces a new standard in winter tire technology. Michelin Arctic Alpine. Designed with patented zigzag sipes, Arctic Alpine provides greater contact with the road, so you get exceptional traction in snow and even on ice. And if Michelin can leave its mark on ice, it'll get you almost anywhere in winter. Now available at a Tires Plus location near you.
Which is North America's most popular big game animal.
Shaquille O'Neal is not with
Oh, look at that.
You've
got Fox Sports News.
MSC, your ultimate sports connection.
Back at Camp Randall Stadium, Ashwaubenon with the ball on their own 22. The pitch goes to Kevin Spice, looks for some room on the right side, gets it up to the 27-yard line. Charlie, we talked about that at the top of the broadcast. Ken Pride got the start, but Kevin Spice, just a sophomore, will rotate in, so he's going to get the ball a lot today as well.
Both have good statistics, and of course, they've both been playing, it sounded almost like equally.
Ken Golonsky says it's kind of a feel thing. Sometimes you rotate them in by series, sometimes by quarters. It all depends on who's hot. He's hoping that one of the two gets hot here. 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard gain, ball on the 28. Spice again picks his way up to the 30-yard line.
You mentioned that Spice is a sophomore, and of course at this stage of the game, these kids are playing, I believe, their 14th ball game. That's probably more than most colleges would play, even with bowls and so on. And so they've played a lot of football, and the sophomores at this stage are not playing like sophomores. They're playing like veterans.
Ken Golonsky says Spice is maybe just a little bit more explosive. He's not really nifty, but he is an explosive runner. So 3rd down and 2 from the 30. The handoff again to Spice, fumbled the football, but he was ruled down before he fumbled, and it's going to be very close to a first down.
On the replay, we'll get a chance to see the ball, I believe, pop out right on contact on the artificial turf, and it's exactly what happened, and it looks like it's going to be a very close call whether he made this early first down or not.
Well, you know, Ashwaubenon really needs a first down here. They've been kind of shell-shocked at the start of this game, and really, that was a big play by that defense on the last possession to at least get the ball back, because Germantown could have been up 14-0 just 3 minutes into the game. But just inches short, as you saw in the measurement, so Ashwaubenon is going to have to give up the football.
Well, you want to kick the ball away right now. You have the wind at your back, and you have a great defensive team. I ran into Coach Bill Collar this morning, president of the Football Coaches Association, and head coach at Seymour. And I asked him about Ashwaubenon, and he said, speed on their defense. He said, excellent.
Adam Woodsworth is the punter. And a high kick that goes up high, but not very far, and going to be downed at about the 42-yard line. Boy, that's going to be a 10-yard punt, so tough break for Ashwaubenon there, and Germantown's going to take over with excellent field position.
It really looked like it may have been partially blocked. Certainly the pass rush had a big, the pressure on the punter had a big effect on that kick, and Germantown again has unbelievable field position on the 3rd possession of the ball game.
We'll start on the 42-yard line. Croat pitches to Thomas. Finds some room on the right side, down to about the 36-yard line before he's stopped by Tim Nelson.
Defenses are quite similar. Both like to play out of a 55-man front, and they have many variations. They play different coverages with their secondary, and there's very active linebackers in trying to utilize the quickness.
2nd down and 4. Croat to Thomas, he's got some room, breaks the tackle down to the 21-yard line. Nice opening that time for Shamar Thomas. Dan Palix on the stop, but not before a huge pickup by Thomas.
Nice lead block by the fullback and a little bit of a cutback by Thomas. And, of course, they're, again, excellent position, 20-yard line, first down.
We talked about Ben Croda off the top of the broadcast. 6'6", 210-pound senior. He's 25-2 as a starter, one of the co-captains of his team. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Germantown. The pitch to Thomas, looking to get outside, and he's not going to get there. Tim Nelson initially there to make the stop. You mentioned the Ashwaubenon defense. It is quick, and they do pursue the football well, Charlie.
They really do. They've been a standout defense this whole year, and I think on this particular play in the toss sweep, you can get a good picture, I think, of the flow of the linebackers, and of course the secondary rotates up very well for really what I guess is no gain on the play.
Actually give him a loss of about 3 yards. That makes it 2nd and 13 from the 23. Croat looking to pass the football, and it's complete to his tight end, Justin Hull. And gets maybe 2 or 3 yards, but good defense by Tim Nelson right there to make the tackle.
Just a hitch pattern right here. Very, very nice catch by the split receiver. He hung on to the ball, but Nelson came up and read the play and made an excellent tackle.
Actually no gain on that, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 from the 23.
Yeah, the secondary is outstanding with Corey O'Connell back there and Dan Palix, two of the best in the Ashwaubenon secondary.
Croat looking to throw. Dishes it off to Thomas, and he is going nowhere. Boy, Tim Nelson has been all over the field at the start of this ball game. Makes another great tackle.
It's 2 in a row, and open field tackle is difficult against a back like Thomas, and he kept his position and got his body in the right position and made a nice stop.
So once again, the Ashwaubenon defense does its job. It's going to bring up a 4th and 13, and this is kind of, I guess, no man's land again. Germantown too far for a field goal, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 13. So the defense gets to make one more stand. Thomas in motion. Croat looking to throw. Under pressure, gets the ball away, and it's incomplete. Great pressure that time by Andy Trudell. Forced Croat to get rid of the football. So Ashwaubenon will get the football, but first we'll take a break. With a message from your local cable systems, this is the WIAA State Football Network.
Better.
No matter how cold the weather gets, your family can stay warm with a little help from Mills Fleet Farm. Right now, save 20% on family outerwear. Warm coats so everyone in your family is comfortable in any kind of weather. And since there's always snow and slush to go along with the cold, get the best cold weather boots in the world, Sorel boots. Save up to $20 on men's Sorel boots and get great savings on Sorel boots for women and children too. Winter won't seem so cold if you're dressed right. And everything you need is at Mills Fleet Farm.
What do you see outside your window? The same thing we do. We live together, work together, share experiences that make our neighborhood strong. And at Time Warner Cable, we stay in touch with what's important by bringing you the latest technology, guaranteed service, and supporting the youth of our community. We're not just your local cable company, we're part of the community. Time Warner Cable. Imagine what's next.
Its own 23-yard line, and the handoff to Ken Pride, looking for some room, and gets good yardage up to about the 34-yard line. Charlie, the Ashwaubenon defense, Germantown has had the ball on its last 3 possessions on about the 9, the 42, and the 22-yard line. Credit the Ashwaubenon defense for doing its job at least, and they've been getting good pressure on Ben Croat.
They really have. They show their quickness so much, particularly in these replays. And in that play, Andy Trudell, who Ken Golomsky talked about as a good one for them, was unblocked. And Germantown can't let that happen because it's going to be very difficult to throw the ball with the guy that big chasing you around all night.
Give Pride 10 yards on the carry. Ashwaubenon's first down of the game, 1st and 10 from their own 34. Pride, and he is going nowhere. Hit and dropped for a loss. Jared Otto right there to take him down.
These teams play out of the 5, which we mentioned earlier, but they have very, very good defensive teams, and I think it's going to be hard for the offenses to rush the ball consistently in this game because they just simply look too aggressive and too good defensively.
Called it a loss of 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 12 from the 32. Michael looking to throw the football. Got time, nobody open, and he goes down for another loss. That was really a covered sack there, Charlie. Had the time, but found nobody open. Dan Douglas on the stop.
The secondary was locked on tightly from up here. We had a really good view of that, and there simply was no one to throw to.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. You look Eichley with initially plenty of time there, but just couldn't find anybody open. 3rd and 15 now from the 29. Chris Bresco split out to the left. Eichley fakes the pass, goes to Ken Pry, but that fooled no one. And Jason, looked like Jason Belke in on the stop. Or check that, Brad Bulliard was there to bring him down.
Ashwaubenon was in the shotgun formation again. That's the second time we've seen it. And of course, the pressure was a big factor on that play.
So Ashwaubenon really not able to get much going here in this opening quarter. They're going to have to punt it again. Back to receive the punt, Sherman Thomas and Joe Dombrow. And this punt will roll down to about the 40-yard line, and that's where Germantown will take over once again. Pretty good field position for Phil Datka's team. 32-yard punt, no return, and we'll take over on the 41-yard line. Field position in close games, Charlie, ever so important. And in the opening moments, at least, Germantown is winning that battle.
They have started out, I think, outside of their 40-yard line the 4 times they've got possession. And one time, of course, they started out on the 7-yard line of Ashwaubenon. So they have been blessed that way, but it's still a 7-0 game. It's really pretty even.
Croat to Thomas. Good yardage straight up the middle. Gets about 7 or 8 yards. Before he's finally brought down by Mike Service.
Germantown will be patient. They like to be in the eye with the isolation play, a fullback leading, and of course you want to get the ball in Thomas's hands probably 20 times a night, or maybe even a couple more times than that.
2nd and 4 from the 47. Croat to Thomas again. Hit initially at the line, gets maybe a couple yards. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Sherman Thomas, a 5'8" senior. Gets up at about 6:30 in the morning, lives in Milwaukee but goes to school in Germantown. Gets on the bus at about 6:30 in the morning. He has some long days. Phil Datka says, boy, this is just a great kid, great student, great kid, great athlete. 3rd and 2 from the 49. Goes straight up the middle to Joe Dombrow. Penalty marker on the play. He's going to be very close to the first down, but we'll have to see what the flag is about. Looks like it's going to be a face mask call, and we're going to look at it, see if we can pick it up. It looked like Mike Service got his hand on that face mask.
That's a costly penalty in the high school game. It was unintentional there, and it really didn't affect the player, but it's a good rule, and it's a major penalty, so Germantown gets another good field position break.
That's going to take the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line.
This is the part of the field where Ashwaubenon has really toughened up the last couple of series, but they've certainly had to fight through this early.
Looking to throw the football ball, tipped at the line of scrimmage, it looked like, and almost intercepted. He was trying to hit Dave Holtzbauer, his #1 receiver, but nice play by, it looks like Kyle Anderson might have tipped that ball. Another penalty on the play, and looks like it's going to be, usually around that area, it's going to be holding call. You look at Ben Croat's numbers, 92 of 188. The impressive thing there, Charlie, the touchdown to interception ratio.
Very good. We have not seen Ben run the option today, but I think we will before this game ends. and he's just done a lot of things well for Germantown.
So the penalty is going to bring the ball all the way back to the 46-yard line, a 1st and 21. Coat looking to throw. Again under pressure, and the ball goes incomplete. The Ashwaubenon defense doing a nice job of pressure. That was Chris Samborski in forcing Croat to throw the football away before he wanted to.
On the replay, you'll get a really good idea of the pressure they're seeing. He fakes the short out here and wants to go deeper, but because of the tremendous pressure really from all directions, he cannot set his feet up, and when your feet aren't set up, it's difficult to throw the ball a long distance accurately.
Closing moments of the first quarter, 2nd and 21 from the 46. Croat looking to throw. Sets up the screen to Thomas, gets a block to the 35, to the 30. He might go. Thomas going to go in for the touchdown.
Complete to Thomas.
Sherman Thomas, 46 yards on the screen pass. Germantown has its 2nd touchdown of the game.
This is a beautifully executed play, and again you see the tremendous pressure. Ben throws backing up, and an excellent catch by Thomas, and speed takes over right here, and he got a good block and just broke up the sidelines.
Got a good block from Nate Kender, the left tackle, that really sprung him down the sidelines. And 22 seconds left in the first quarter, and Germantown is on the board again. The extra point is good. 14-0. Germantown in control here in this opening quarter.
They're in control, and yet Ashwaubenon's defense has just been outstanding other than the screen play. It was a great call, and it came at the right time, and of course the throw and the catch were perfect.
Yeah, when you're getting a heavy rush, Charlie, that's one of the plays to go to, I guess, huh? Get the screen pass and make them think twice about coming after you.
It certainly was a great call here, and because Ashwaubenon had just taken the passing game away with their pressure. But speed, again, with Thomas's moves and speed really made a difference on that play. He deserves a lot of credit.
Thomas, as we said, 15 touchdowns coming into the game. He's already scored 2 this afternoon here in the opening quarter of play. Sun's starting to peek out here at Camp Randall. There's a little light dusting of snow actually here earlier this morning. You never know what the weather's going to be like this time of year, but so far it's been cooperating. So Jerry Starner will kick off. Thus far on 2 previous kickoffs, he really, or 2 previous kickoffs, he hasn't done a whole lot with it, trying to keep it away from the big play guy, Dan Palix. And the ball goes through the hands of Palix, and I believe it was Kent Pride who fielded the ball on one knee, so he was automatically down. We'll take a look at it again. Palix is the guy they wanted to get the football, and went through his legs. And tough to see if his knee was down there or not, but the official looked like he downed it at the 18-yard line.
It looked like the left knee may have just touched the ground as he picked up the ball. Of course, once that happens, it's different than the NFL rule where you have to be touched. Your play is over.
Pride looking for some running room and had an opening momentarily, but Jared Otto quickly closed that up. Nice play by Otto to take down Pride.
Both of these defenses are very, very good, and they, from up above, they look a lot alike. They have very good pursuit, and they really fly around, and that's one of the things that stand out about this game.
So we've played 1 quarter, and Germantown is up by 2 touchdowns. Back with the second quarter after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
I expect my kids to have all the opportunities I did, and more.
What do you expect out of life?
I expect honesty.
Respect.
We never know what to expect.
I expect to live to be 101, 102, 100.
Tell Farm Bureau Insurance what you expect out of life.
In Wisconsin, call a local rural agent near you.
Phil Dadka's Germantown team with a 14-0 lead after 12 minutes of play. Ashwaubenon trying to get something going here. If you're just joining us, Germantown scored after the opening kickoff was fumbled, and they scored 2 plays later. The pass from Eichley is complete to Dan Palix. Palix gets pretty good yardage up past the 25-yard line before Joe Ciro took him down. Check that, just a little short of the 25, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Palix now is part of the offense, and I think defensively, if you're the defensive coaches from Germantown, you will want to know where he lines up, because he is someone that can have a big impact on the offense in a hurry.
Ashwaubenon really hasn't been able to get much going offensively here so far. 1 first down so far in the game for them. And the handoff off to Ken Pride, and Ken Pride is going to be well short of the first down. Brad Bulliard there to make the stop. And another punting situation for Ashwaubenon.
And another really a good field position opportunity for Germantown. They have been able to play on about a 60-yard field today, which makes it nice for their offense.
Adam Woodworth will be back to punt. And Sherman Thomas and Joe Dumbrow back to receive. Drive kick. Dombrow's going to take it at the 36, looking for some room. Gets up to about the 47-yard line. 39-yard punt. Return to about the 47. We'll take a break. Back with more football from your local cable system. This is the WIAA Football State Football Network.
At American Car Care Centers, choose from a huge selection of quality tires on sale. Plus get free mounting and balancing, free nationwide roadside assistance, free flat repairs, free tire rotation, free 12-month tire replacement, and more. Plus, any service performed locally is guaranteed at more than 10,000 locations nationwide. American Car Care Centers located near you in Appleton, Ashwaubenon, Bellevue, De Pere, Little Chute, Manitowoc, Neenah, Sheboygan, and Grand Chute.
Nothing just underway, the start of the second quarter. Germantown takes over on its own 47. Croat to Thomas, runs into a brick wall. 2 or 3 players from Ashwaubenon there, led by Mike Plum, who made the initial contact. Mike Plum was questionable whether he'd be able to play. He's been nursing a sore ankle all week, but obviously was okay by game time, and he is really a key to that Ashwaubenon defense.
He is. Both the inside linebackers are very good football players, and they run so well. They're so very active. But he looks like he's close to 100%.
You see the total offense there, and Ashwaubenon hasn't been able to get much going, but their defense is hanging in there. Another nice play by Mike Service to stop Thomas for a loss of yardage.
Staying in. Here's the replay. They're just at a 52 defense. Nose guard right on the center, and of course he fights through there, and it's good penetration by just about that entire front group, and the linebackers are right there to make the play.
Really, that 79-yard total offense, 46 of those came on the big play by Thomas off that screen to give Germantown its second score. 3rd and 13 now from the 43. Croat hands it to Thomas, and boy, he is hit hard again, right at the line of scrimmage. And Ashwaubenon defense right there.
Well, this is what I certainly expected after talking to the coaches from both sides, and I think that the defensive part of this game is going to stand out. The score maybe doesn't indicate how even really this game is.
Kyle Anderson really put the hurt on Thomas that time with the stop, and Ashwaubenon apparently going to get the football back. Ben Croat also does the punting chores for Germantown. And not much of a punt there. He kind of line drive that looked like it went off. I'm not sure if it went off the side of his foot or how exactly he hit that one, but it went about 10 yards, and Ashwaubenon is going to take over with great field position at the 48-yard line.
This is the first time today that they've had a chance to really do something offensively because they're in much better position right now, 53 yards away from the goal line.
Well, you know, Ken Golomsky said this about his offense. We kind of go along, we struggle, it doesn't look very pretty, and then all of a sudden we might get a score here and there. But he said it's unusual for their offense to score more than 14 points. They rely a lot on special teams and the defense to generate points. So this is not unusual for their offense to be struggling a little bit.
No, and their defense is so good that you can tell in just a quarter and a half how they would score a lot of points.
You know, we're happy to bring you these WIAA football broadcasts today. This is a co-production of Midwest Sports Channel and Wisconsin Public Television and the Wisconsin Cable Communications Association. Some great teamwork between these three entities to bring you your favorite football teams here at Camp Randall. A 1st and 15 now from the 43 after the penalty. Eichley out of the shotgun. Looking to throw under pressure, under heavy pressure. Joe Ciro was the first to get to him. Joe Ciro, the 6'3", 185-yard defensive end, was right there.
4 defenders were right through that shotgun alignment and gave no time at all to throw the football.
Bring up a 2nd and 23. Ciro has really been a pleasant surprise for Phil Detka. Didn't play him much last year, but has really come on this season. Eichley again out of the shotgun. Looking to the sidelines, has a man open, but can't quite get to him. That was Corey O'Connell, his favorite receiver, who was open, but the ball just a little overthrown. And you will see Ashwaubenon go out of the shotgun pretty often. They like to use it. They've actually run it on 1st and 2nd down a lot, and will run from that formation as well. That brings up a 3rd and 23.
This is not the down and distance you like to have against Germantown as defense right now because they force a lot of turnovers, and this has that potential.
Eichley going deep, got a man. O'Connell in for the touchdown. We talked about it. This offense goes along, sputters a little bit, has problems, and just like Ken Golomsky says, all of a sudden they'll come up with a big play.
On the replay, you'll see O'Connell split in. He's going to take it down out and then turn up the field. And of course, Germantown got caught up a little bit, and it's a perfectly thrown ball. And once O'Connell got in the open field, he's tough to catch. He's been a great player, 3-year player at Ashwaubenon, and both on offense and defense.
Boy, and that was a great throw because Eichley was really under pressure. The extra point is good, but you know, Eichley, just as he threw that ball, was really nailed, and he still managed to get the ball out there to O'Connell.
That was Corey O'Connell's 32nd catch of the year, his 9th touchdown, which is a lot.
So Ashwaubenon is on the board. 7:32 left to go till halftime. It's a 14-7 game. Back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Looking for a great sport utility? See your Southeastern Wisconsin GMC dealer first. Nobody has a bigger family of sport utilities. Like Jimmy, with distinctive styling and refined truck strength for the family on the go. Yukon, with space, power, and comfort to take your family to new heights. Or Suburban, with available seating for 9 to move even the biggest family. And right now, your GMC dealer has a great selection of all 3 with some of the best deals of the year. See your Southeastern Wisconsin GMC dealer first. We're the first family of sport utilities.
bummer. Behold the power of cheese.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Ashwaubenon on the board, 14-7. They trail after the big touchdown pass from Eichley to O'Connell, and the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Let's take another look at the touchdown, Charlie. We talked about this Ashwaubenon offense that kind of sputters along, then all of a sudden they make a big play. And Eichley really under pressure, and you can see just as he threw the ball, he was nailed. But we were talking, how did O'Connell get behind that defensive backfield?
There may have been a mix-up in the secondary in that play. It was 3rd and 20, and the free safety may not have been in the right position, but it's hard to get a reading from the replay.
1st and 10 from the 20. Thomas bumps it to the outside, and once again, Tim Nelson is there. So that Ashwaubenon defense fired up after that first touchdown of the game for them.
It has, and field position has changed a little bit for both teams.
Again, the Ashwaubenon, you mentioned it earlier, their defense pretty quick, and they pursue well. Strung it out and didn't let Thomas get to the sideline.
2 big plays in this game. The long pass we saw a minute ago, and of course the screen pass in the first quarter. That really has balanced it out.
Loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13. Thomas picks his way for a couple yards. It's maybe to about the, they're going to spot it at about the 18-yard line. Give him a couple yards on the play.
Ben Crode has to be careful down here. You're really pinned back a little bit, and they want to be a little bit conservative and make sure you don't have any kind of a turnover.
So 3rd and 12 for Crode. Looking to throw. Got a man, but he dropped the football. Eric Schaefer was open right at the first down mark, but he couldn't quite hold on. So Ashwaubenon defense holds. Nice pattern there. Ball thrown a little bit low, but a catchable football.
Better protection right here. Ben will just set up, 3-step drop, and the ball is a little bit down, but one of those you'd like to have over because you probably catches most of those.
So Crode will punt the football, hoping for a little bit better than his last punt, which went just 10 yards. He angles to the sideline, trying to keep it away from Dan Palix, and that's exactly what he did. But Ashwaubenon once again going to have the football with great field position. It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 43-yard line of Germantown. 25-yard punt with no return. We mentioned Palix. He has run a couple back for touchdowns, run 1 punt back for a touchdown this year, 4 kickoffs back for touchdowns, and he ran an interception back for a touchdown as well. Aaron Eichley takes over out of the shotgun. Looking to throw. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted. Jesse Schultz almost got his hand on it. Looked like Dan Douglas might have tipped it.
Jesse Schultz is a big guy. I think he's just a sophomore playing in that line, and just off his fingertips. And I'd like to see him grab that and run with it.
Jesse Schultz, that would be fun to see him run. He's 6'3", 350-pound sophomore. It'd be kind of like watching Gilbert Brown run down the field after an interception.
I think Jesse Schultz is going to be a good player. I know that Phil is looking forward to him developing and getting better and better each year.
Ashwaubenon again out of the shotgun. The handoff is to Pride, looking for some room on the left side. And it's maybe a couple before Brad Bulliard takes him down.
Very good pursuit by the Germantown defense. There was very little room to run. Linebackers were there, the defensive backs were there. And again, even though the score is 14-7, it's really been a defensive dominated game, and the kicking game has been a factor because there have been some problems with the kicking game.
So he got just short of a yard, so another 3rd and long situation for Ashwaubenon. Eichley looking to throw across the middle, got a man off his hands, and the ball is picked off by Dave Holzbauer. Holzbauer takes it up to the 38-yard line. And there is a penalty marker on the play, so we'll wait to see what that's about. But the pass off the hands of Dan Pawix, it looked like, and into the hands of Dave Holzbauer. All right, we'll take a break. Back with more football after this message from your local cable system. This is the WIAA State Football Network.
What do you see outside your window? The same thing we do. We live together, work together, share experiences that make our neighborhood strong. And at Time Warner Cable, we stay in touch with what's important by bringing you the latest technology, guaranteed service, and supporting the youth of our community. We're not just your local cable company, we're part of the community. Time Warner Cable. Imagine what's next.
You'll always land on the green with Fairway Mortgage. With over 60 years of mortgage lending experience, Fairway Mortgage will help you purchase your first home or refinance your current mortgage. Fairway Mortgage offers programs for everyone: first-time home buyers, new construction, FHA or VA loans, investment property, home equity loans, slow credit, refinances, and free pre-approvals. You can trust Fairway Mortgage to help your entire family make its next move. Call Gary Nelson or Tom Heffernan at 437-FAIR.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Germantown with a 14-7 lead takes over on its own 38-yard line. 4 receivers split out. Croat's going to keep it himself, and he's going, fights his way for maybe a yard or two. Let's take a look at the interception by Germantown. They got the ball back, and you see number 28 Holzbauer in the center of your picture. Get a good look at him drifting back.
Dave Holzbauer is an exceptional player. He's a great receiver for Germantown, but he's also a outstanding defensive back, and he's a 4-point student, which isn't bad either.
Pickup of a yard by Croat on that last play, so it's 2nd and 9 from the 39. Croat looking to throw the football under pressure, gets it away, the pass incomplete. Andy Trudell was right there again with the pressure. He's trying to go to his wide receiver, Eric Schaefer.
Andy Trudell right now is very difficult to block. He has been in that backfield just about every single passing down.
Croat has not had a lot of time back there so far in the passes. He's done some quick ones, quick 2-3 step drops, but he's been under pressure almost every time he goes back to pass. Another passing situation, 3rd and 9. They set up the screen again to Thomas with some room. In past the 50 into Ashwaubenon territory at the 49, but a penalty marker is down, and we'll have to wait to see. Usually it's a holding call, and that's what it's going to be. See if we can pick it up, Charlie. This screen worked for 46 yards and a touchdown the last time they ran it. Looks like it might have been number 61, John Miller, caught with the hold there. That's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Will be 3rd and 19.
3rd and 19 now for Germantown. Schaefer and Justin Hall split out to the left. Croat back to pass, under pressure again. The screen to Holzbauer. And boy, what a play by Mike Service. Mike Service on the open field tackle to stop Dave Holzbauer.
Speed of the defense shows up again. Nice call. Middle screen executed quite well, but the Service simply did not get blocked.
You know, Holzbauer had some room to run there possibly. He gets by Service there, and maybe he gets a few more yards, and instead, great defensive play, and looks like Ashwaubenon is going to get the football back. Strong rush, but Croat gets it away and angles it towards the sidelines. Pretty good punt down to the 34-yard line with no return. Nice job there of angling it to the sideline. 36-yard punt, no return. So Ashwaubenon going to take over again and trailing by a touchdown here. Been a pretty entertaining game so far, Charlie.
It really has. The two big plays stand out. The screen pass, of course, and the down and out pattern, down out and up pattern that Ashwaubenon scored on. Other than that, the defense has simply dominated the game.
Ashwaubenon again almost exclusively from that shotgun formation here for the last couple of series. Igley going deep. Got a man, double coverage. He was looking to hit Corey O'Connell, but pretty good coverage that time. Holzbauer right there, and it's an incomplete pass. Fritzke and Holzbauer were both there, and Fritzke with the initial coverage looked like.
Again, the pressure is still there. Good coverage by the defenders. And Ashwaubenon right now is in more of a throwing type game.
Again from the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Igley, they set up the screen to Pride and nothing doing. Great play by Jesse Schultz to stop him for a loss. Jesse Schultz was right there and sniffed it out.
Very nice play right here by Jesse Schultz. Again, he's a sophomore, but he plays like he's been around a lot longer than that.
Moving pretty well for 6'3", 350 pounds. Came right up and made the stop. 3rd and 16 from the 28. Igley looking deep for O'Connell and nothing doing that time. Pretty good coverage in the play by Eric Schaefer. Igley not afraid to throw the ball downfield. He really likes to go to Corey O'Connell. He's been his favorite receiver this season.
And he has had some one-on-one coverage out there because he split so wide, but that time the free safety rotated over and was also in good position. It's been a game right now of defensive domination, as we've said before.
Woodworth the punt. End over end. Kick fielded by Dombro's. Got some room up to the 48-yard line. So about a 15-yard return for Dombro. And winding down towards halftime. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. If you're just joining us, Germantown got on the board early with a couple of quick scores after Ashwaubenon fumbled the opening kickoff. Germantown recovered on the 7-yard line, scored 2 plays later. And then also scored after a turnover, so they were up 14-0, and Ashwaubenon has scored on the big play, big pass from Aaron Igley to Corey O'Connell to cut into the lead, and that's where we stand now, 14-7 with 2:30 to go. A holding penalty brings this ball back to the 37-yard line. Croat. Handoff goes inside to Joe Dombrown. He's got plenty of running room, going to be close to a first down.
This is just a fullback trap to the left. The right guard is going to just pull down and make a quick trap block and a nice run by the fullback. A play that I think Germantown's going to go to and are going to use because of the pressure.
Give him 10 yards on the play, so it is a first down. Ball all the way up to the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it under and run it. Up across the 50-yard line into Ashwaubenon territory. Not unusual for Croat to do that. Hasn't had a whole lot of time to throw. You see his passing numbers there, 2 of 8 for 46 yards, but he will run the option often as well.
Ben Croat has run for 500 yards this year, and most of it would be from the option.
2nd and 6. The pitch back to Thomas. Looking for some room. Initially hit by Mike Service to slow him up. And Nelson came in and finished him off. Give him a gain of just 1 yard. So 3rd and 5 from the 47 as we wind down here towards the end of the first half, approaching the 1 minute mark to go in the second quarter of play. Germantown with 4 wide receivers. Instead, they hand straight up the middle to Joe Dombro, and he's got the first down to the 40-yard line. Rick Payton with a stop, but not before a first down from Germantown.
First and 10 Warhawks.
And Phil Dadka wants to talk things over, stop the clock here with 57 seconds to go. Germantown looking to punch it in one more time here, get some points on the board before halftime.
That was an excellent call. They spread the field. They really had triple receivers on top or to the far right and ran a fullback trap. The play we saw earlier, executed very well and got the first down. And with the 57 seconds, we'll get a chance to see the trap play right here. And remember, they are really spread out right now. Left guard pulls to the right, 66. A nice trap block and a good run. Linebacker fielded nicely, but got the first down and 40 yards out with 57 seconds.
You look at Ben Croat, Phil Dadka says, there's some other quarterbacks around the state that have been getting some attention, but he says Ben Croat is as good as quarterback as he's seen at Germantown and really thinks that he can be a Division I prospect.
It's hard to tell as far as throwing today because he is seeing so much pressure. Ashwaubenon has just really teed it up and they're coming after him hard. So, but when he has time to set up, he has a nice rhythm and a nice touch.
First and 10 from the 40, 57 seconds to go till halftime. Croat looking to throw, got time, got a man. Oh, great coverage at the last minute. The ball just tipped away by Dan Palix. Boy, it looked like he had Eric Schaefer open, but Palix really came to the ball there at the last moment.
Palix gets a great jump on the ball and just times it up beautifully, and this is why the defensive backs are so valuable. Laid out, got a piece of the ball, and really may have been a touchdown. If he could have stayed in bounds, he catches that ball.
Palix doesn't get to that ball, and he misses. That's 6. Second and 10 from the 40. Croat looking across the middle. Thomas has got it, but what a hit by Mike Service. Oh, my. Hello, Sherman Thomas.
Thomas runs a crossing pattern from that top slot position. Beautiful throw, right on the money, but that's what happens when you get after him. Linebacker in a position and just made a big hit on the play.
45 seconds till halftime, 3rd and 10 from the 40. Again, 4 receivers split for Germantown. Again, the handoff up the middle to Dombro. Close to a first down. Brad Johnson there with the tackle, and he's going to be about a yard, looks like about a yard short. And Germantown will take another timeout here with 32 seconds left to go, and it'll bring on a 4th and 1.
Another nice call with the same play, the quick trap inside, and with the pass rush, that's a great call. They got 9 yards, and they don't have to worry about punting the ball or giving it up right here. They're going to go for this, and then I'll probably have a couple throws to the end zone if they can get the first down.
Germantown with 1 timeout left, so they still will be able to stop the clock one more time. You look at Ken Golomsky there. Ken's a interesting and colorful guy, fun guy to talk to, and he really likes the team, likes the makeup of this team. He says he said his seniors are a little more laid back. He said, but his juniors, he said, are really feisty. He doesn't really know what they're going to do from week to week, and he likes that makeup.
They have a nice blend. At this level, it's so nice to have a blend of juniors and seniors together. I think it helps you, particularly in the bigger schools that have a large number of seniors and juniors playing.
Well, big play coming up here. 4th and 1 from the 31 with 32 seconds to go. Croat gonna keep it himself, and he's gonna get the first down. Well, that'll stop the clock, and we'll see Germantown get to the line of scrimmage quickly. And now Ashwaubenon is going to call timeout, talk things over, and see if they can regroup and stop this Germantown offense with just 26 seconds to go till the half. Charlie, your impression so far?
Well, I thought it would be a very, very evenly matched football game, which it has been. I guess I'm surprised that there's as much throwing of the football. Both teams have thrown the ball an awful lot, but it's due to the fact they simply cannot run it very well against those good defenses. They've been very impressive. Both teams have defensively. That's what stands out to me right now.
You know, Germantown Phil Dadka used to employ the wishbone offense, but changed because of Ben Croat. He saw the potential with him. He said, you know, not often you get a 6'6" quarterback who can throw the football, so he switched from a wishbone offense last year, and it's worked out well for him.
It really has. We played Germantown in 1979. Jerry Vance was their quarterback, a wishbone quarterback, and it was a state championship game, and that's where Phil and I, since that time, have become real good friends. And of course, he was back here last year again, so this is his third time in this game, and that's pretty exciting. I know he's he'd look forward to it and looking for a big effort today.
1st and 10 from the 30. Croat looking to throw under pressure, but gets it away and almost picked off by Palix, but it goes incomplete. Boy, Croat again really walloped as he threw the football.
The difference is the pass rush again. If he could just get another second to set up, I think he's going to be able to deliver the ball because he has some receivers that are somewhat open.
And we'll take a look like the initial pressure came from Andy Trudell there, but 19 seconds left to go now. And it was Trudell, and then the number 55, Russ Diamond, in there with the hit. Croat hit again. Rick Payton got the initial hit. So big loss of yardage all the way back to the 37-yard line.
Again, the blind side, the backside in there right on top of the play. No chance to throw the ball. And, timeout with 6 seconds. Germantown will have one more throw. Probably would be the last play of the half.
Payton and Kyle Anderson, the two defensive ends, really applying the pressure. So it's a 3rd and 18, but as you said, Charlie, it's one of those plays you just try and go to the end zone, see what happens, see if maybe get a penalty or a deflected pass, who knows.
I think that's what you almost have to do. Ashwaubenon is really getting pressure with their front 5 people. A lot of times you'll see, you know, a corner or somebody will stand or a linebacker will join in that, but they've been bringing mostly the front 5 only. And Ben Croat has not had time to set up, I don't think, on any occasion to throw it the way he can and would like to.
3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right side. And they're just going to hand the ball straight up the middle, but the ball is fumbled, and Nelson looking to lateral the football, and now finally does, and is still rolling out there, and Germantown ends up recovering the football, but that's going to be the end of the half. So interesting play to end the half, but we have played 2 quarters, and Germantown holding on to that 14-7 lead. Back with more halftime activities after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Tires Plus, like no other tire store.
Yeah, we're all part of the country, and the country's part of us. You and me and Cimex Land O'Lakes are partners we can trust. That's right.
Hey, cookies! Say, you know, I think our neighbor might like one too.
Yeah? Well,
Here you go.
thank you.
Terrific. Excellent.
It's not just a building. It's a foundation. It's not just your head. It's your heart. It's not just learning. It's learning to live.
Sports Extra. Get an in-depth look at the Packer game with sports anchor John Mino and Packer wide receiver Derek Mays. Hear what the players have to say in post-game interviews, and special guests share their insights. You feel like you're in the front row when you watch Sports Extra every Wednesday at 4:30 on MSC, your ultimate sports connection.
You might not know this, but MSC celebrates 10 years in business next year. Starting out as a small cable company in Minneapolis, now growing to a regional sports network of more than 2 million viewers. We may be new in Wisconsin, but we're not new. So, what does that mean to you?
It means, for the first time, Wisconsin sports fans can enjoy local, regional, and national sporting events in the comforts of their homes. That's right. It doesn't matter if you live in Rhinelander or the heart of Madison. MSC brings it all to you, and our experience means you get the ultimate in sports programming.
Wisconsin's a state of very enthusiastic sports fans. That's why we're here. We want to bring you your home teams, unlike you've never seen before.
MSC is the first Wisconsin network to bring your favorite teams into your homes from throughout the state. Wisconsin sporting events will be seen by the high school football standout in Hudson, by the woman in Superior whose niece plays in the Badger volleyball team, and by the sports writer in Milwaukee who needs just another look.
So what will you get on MSC? It's simple to tell you. The pro teams you like, the colleges you like, the universities you like. Basically, the teams you follow every single day.
From the Big Ten to the Pac-10. From the WCHA to the NCAA. You'll catch all the slams, jams, twists, and hits. Plus, you'll get up close and personal with all your favorite professional sports heroes. From Shaq to Jack.
Beyond the local teams we bring you on MSC, we bring you the best in national coverage with Fox Sports Net.
Now, tonight's most up-to-the-minute scores, highlights, and sports news from coast to coast. This is Fox Sports News Primetime.
When you just can't get enough, Fox Sports Net brings the national sports arena to you.
It is a lock now that Roger Clemens is on his way to the Baseball Hall of Fame when he retires.
With up-to-the-minute headlines and the hottest live interviews.
You know, to be ranked up in there with these other guys, it's just really special. You know,
sports talk shows take you one-on-one.
Greetings. I am Jim Rome, and welcome to The Last Word.
These stories ahead on Going Deep, the only weekly sports news magazine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to NFL Players Fantasy Football.
And the game show circuit is just another part of Fox and MSC.
The Ultimate Fan League. Thank you, Paul.
From Minnesota, where Paul Bunyan had a great big ox named Babe, it's Matt Beard and Kurt Merrick.
As you can see, MSC is about sports, and sports of all kinds. We don't leave anybody out. Stay tuned to MSC for all your favorite outdoor programming, from hunting and fishing to winter snowmobiling. You can catch it all right here on MSC. MSC is proud to be in Wisconsin. From the best local coverage to a national Fox attitude, MSC is your ultimate sports connection.
Which is North America's most popular big game animal.
Shaquille O'Neal is not with me.
Oh, look at that.
You've
got Fox Sports News.
MSC, your ultimate sports connection.
I'll be working till the sun goes down. Done spent the time, another dollar bound. Sun goes down.
There's no way to describe the kind of risk a small business owner takes, but there is a way to insure it. Rural Mutual. We understand what's at stake.
Gonna be here, don't matter how long, till the sun goes down.
We've played 2 quarters. Germantown with a 14-7 lead over Ashwaubenon. The 1998 state finals telecast is made possible by our statewide sponsors. We're pleased to have M&I Banks of Wisconsin with us again this year, and we now bring you this look at a Wisconsin banking tradition.
In business, as in life, history repeats itself. Obviously, the technologies change, the people change, and many of the methods and procedures change. But the one thing that doesn't change is a belief, a commitment. At M&I, we believe in the power of people, serving our customers, our employees, and our community. More than a catchphrase, it's our guiding principle, handed down from our founders, Samuel Marshall and Charles Ilsley.
M&I was founded on the principles of respect for one another, and we're committed to giving respect to employees, customers, and the communities we serve.
To know us is to understand our vision, a statement conceived and written by Samuel Marshall on the day he arrived in Milwaukee in 1847.
I am confident we could build one of the greatest concerns in the Western country.
150 years later, we're doing just that. Repeating our successes through our core beliefs.
The M&I's core business philosophy is basically quality and integrity.
Our fundamental beliefs have made Marshall and Ilsley a nationally recognized leader in the financial services community. We're the oldest continually operating bank in Wisconsin. We have the largest retail banking presence in the state. With over 9,000 employees, we've grown to include more than 30 banks with 225 offices and $14.8 billion in assets. We've established trust organizations in Wisconsin, Florida, and Arizona. We own and operate data centers throughout the country and maintain offices in Europe and the Pacific Rim. We're a multi-state bank holding company with a variety of diverse businesses that provide a wide range of quality services to our most valued asset, our customers. M&I's basic principles and corporate philosophy remains unchanged. We provide the utmost in service by forming strong relationships with our customers. These partnerships are the cornerstone on which we were founded and the vision we carry on today.
Our first commitment is to our customers, and we are definitely customer focused and we're quality driven.
Over and over again, we've made significant improvements and innovative firsts that provide convenience to our customers. From the first bank in the state to offer personal checks in 1849 to the first bank to offer ATMs in Wisconsin in 1976. M&I has always been a leader in personalized service that our customers expect and demand. We've redesigned many of our offices to accommodate faster service and easy access to our financial services professionals. We've expanded our supermarket locations, and we offer customers greater access to alternative banking channels through Smart Cash ATMs, telephone banking, and most recently, the Internet. The philosophy is simple: to make banking available wherever and whenever our customers need it.
Germantown up by a touchdown as we get ready for the third quarter of play. Back with more halftime activities after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
This season, MSC is your Badger basketball connection. Call your local cable operator.
Most Americans don't realize that their household energy use produces twice as much pollution as the family car, or that America emits more than 25% of the world's greenhouse gases. But it's easier now than ever before to reduce energy waste at home and make the air a little cleaner. You might even save some money. Call this toll-free number for simple steps to make your home more energy efficient. It's easy when you know how.
Halftime, the Division II state championship game, Germantown with a touchdown lead over Ashwaubenon. The 1998 state finals telecast is made possible by our statewide sponsors in partnership with the Wisconsin Cable Communications Association and cable systems throughout Wisconsin, serving over 1 million cable households.
Hi, I'm Christine Nunegg for the Wisconsin Cable Communications Association. We are very pleased to be working with the WIAA and WHA-TV to bring you these state championship football games. The Wisconsin Cable Communications Association and the cable operators in Wisconsin are working hard to show that cable is more than a source of entertainment. Cable is expanding its horizons to better serve the needs of our customers. Cable stands for many things. First, the C proudly stands for creativity in the way cable is enriching our lives, like cable in the classroom. Since 1989, teachers have been able to choose educational programming from 32 different cable channels, 525 hours per month of commercial-free television designed specifically for the classroom. This is all free to the 70,000 schools and 38 million kids. Joining forces with cable in the classroom are the National Parent-Teacher Association and the National Cable Television Association. Through workshops, trained professionals help parents and teachers develop skills and techniques to make informed choices on how to make television a positive educational tool. Cable's commitment to education continues by offering scholarships to high school seniors and awards to outstanding educators. Many cable operators have extended their commitment by donating equipment such as computers and audio-visual equipment. Cable recognizes technology as a valuable resource for schools and looks forward to providing additional services in the future, such as internet services via a high-speed cable modem. A for advertising. Businesses are now able to reach many local customers cost-effectively by advertising on one of the many cable channels. This allows a client to target different demographics: male-oriented ESPN, woman-dominated Lifetime, or kid-watched Nickelodeon. And some systems have started classified advertising. It's one-stop shopping. B for building. Wisconsin cable operators are continuously upgrading systems, building fiber optic networks that will enable your community to receive additional channels and services. With the addition of more channels, you will have more entertainment choices. More pay-per-view services will enable you to see the movies you want to watch when you want to watch them. Fiber optic technology provides extraordinary reliability and picture quality, giving you the services you want with the quality you deserve. L for local origination. Along with public and school access, cable is a great outlet for showing local events and happenings. Cable operators frequently provide local programming for your communities, covering local events such as city council meetings, sports,
In motion, head back to throw. He's got a man across the middle, down to the 10, into the 5. He's in for the score.
national general information.
President of the United States.
Well, then my mother is a good fan.
Remember, only you can get these on cable. E for education. Education is a primary focus for many Wisconsin cable operators, as seen in the commitment to the Cable in the Classroom efforts. With fiber optic technology, cable is able to provide additional services for the education community. One such service is demonstrated by Marcus Cable's Jefferson Eastern Dane Interactive Distance Learning Network and the Moraine Park Distance Learning Network. These networks, with state-of-the-art, fully interactive, two-way video, voice, and data system, allow each school district and campus to originate a class as well as receive one. Finally, and most importantly, Wisconsin operators have a commitment to providing you with the highest quality of service, accompanied by excellent customer service. The National Cable Television Association awards a seal of customer service excellence to companies who achieve their high standards over a 12-month period. This includes prompt 24 hours a day telephone service, prompt response to service interruptions, trained professionals, and the new on-time guarantee for service and installation appointments. This on-time guarantee greatly benefits you, the customer, because if a scheduled appointment is missed, you receive free installation or a $20 credit towards service. Cable in a classroom, advertising, building fiber optic networks, local programming, education and distant learning, and higher standards of service. That's what cable is currently doing. And in the 21st century, who knows? Thanks for watching, and remember, the future is on cable.
We're just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter, and Charlie, this has been, you take away a couple of big plays in this game between Germantown and Ashwaubenon. It's really been a defensive struggle.
It has been. Defense has dominated almost completely. The early kickoff that happened with the exchange or the fumble, and then, of course, the two long pass plays. Other than that, it's been a defensive dominated game.
We'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. You mentioned that it was Ashwaubenon fumbling the opening kickoff, and then Sherman Thomas taking it in just 2 plays later for the first score of the game. He got both touchdowns for Germantown.
Yes, he did. It was just a toss sweep, and he took it outside, and of course outran the corner and the defensive players, and Germantown got on top early, and that's almost like Oja's dream to score with your offense on the first play from 7 yards out. The second play we see right here is a screen pass that also happened in the first quarter, and again Thomas is the guy with the excellent pressure from Ashwaubenon. Thomas just took that ball up the sideline and again used his speed to put Germantown in a great position, 14-0. Thomas has been a real key with both of those plays. This is the big play for Ashwaubenon, just a down, out, and up we call it, where the receiver just turned to the outside and broke free and outran the secondary to get back into this game. And since that point, the defense has controlled everything. Speed is very much present with both defensive teams.
And you look at the halftime stats sponsored by Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. We talked about the time of possession, I guess, 14 minutes for Germantown, maybe one of the key ones, but not a whole lot of yardage. You take away those big plays, as we said, and it's really been a pretty even football game. So we are just about set here for the start of the second half. Germantown will receive. And the punt going to be fielded by Sherman Thomas. Gets that out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where Germantown will take over.
I think the kicking game is going to be vital in this ball game for both of these teams. A game this even that could easily determine the outcome. The wind is hard to really get a reading on. It seemed to be have an effect early, but presently it looks like it's almost a crosswind more from the north.
And you take a look at the wind really whipping. Ben Croat under a lot of pressure in that first half when he tried to throw the football. The inside handoff goes to Joe Dombrowski. It's maybe a couple of yards. Mike Plum there for the stop.
Germantown came out and spread the field again with one setback, and of course they ran that inside trap, which is a good call to open with. And it was a play they had a lot of success with early, and that was stopped very nicely by the Ashwaubenon defense.
Dombro carried the ball 7 times in that first half for 35 yards, averaging, of course, 5 yards a carry. 2nd down and 9 now from the 28. Coat looking to throw, looking deep, and trying to go to his wide receiver, Eric Schaefer, but put that ball overthrown, and really nobody had a chance for that. Pretty good coverage there by the linebacker, Mike Service.
And it was a adjustment I think that we'll see more from Germantown. Crow just took a 3-step drop, released the ball, really took the pressure out of the ball game, because he got tremendous pressure the first 2 quarters of this game.
You saw the numbers on Crow, the penalty on the play as well, and holding on Germantown, so that's going to bring the ball back all the way inside the 15-yard line. So Germantown in a bit of a hole here to start this second half. Second and 22 from the 15.
Let's go, guys!
Croat looking to run the football on the option, gets it up to the 25, breaks tackles all the way to the 32-yard line. Boy, what a play by Ben Croat. Broke about 2 or 3 tackles there and picked up good yardage.
At the 33-yard line.
On the replay, you're going to see just a mild fake, really, the fullback, and he did get deeper than he liked, but once he's squared up, he's a very effective runner. He's 6'6", and he's about 20 pounds, Jeff. I'm not sure exactly, but he's certainly in that range, and he is a load when he squares up the field.
Rick Payton had a chance to bring him down for a yardage loss, but Croat broke the tackle and got good yardage. Now 3rd and 4 from the 33. Dombro tried to get the first down, but he's shoved back there by Mike Plum, the middle linebacker, in there to shove him back short of the first down.
Mike Plum has had a bad ankle, but he's playing today beautifully. He's been a very, very key part of that defense in the first half, and made a big play to stop that trap.
Plum really the vocal leader on that Ashwaubenon defense as well. Having him at least close to being healthy for this game, a big plus for Ashwaubenon. They didn't know how that ankle would respond this week in practice. Croat with a line drive punt. Palix has it at the 38-yard line. Looking for some room down the right side. Tries to get a block, gets one, turns the corner, down to the 40-yard line. Boy, he picked up a block from Kyle Anderson that sprung him, and boy, Anderson just decked one of the Germantown players out there. We'll probably take a look at that when we come back, but we'll take a break. Back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Get those home repairs done with help from Cooper Tools and Menards. A 25-foot tape measure, just $4.99. An 8-inch crescent wrench, just $7.99. Or a premium fiberglass hammer, just $14.96. Save on hundreds of decorative lights from Diamond F. These ceiling lights are just $14.99. This opal glass pendant, just $23.67. Light up your holidays with savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Mike Proctor is a student at Buckley University, and he's about to become the subject of a remarkable experiment. He will live inside this small chamber, cut off from all human contact, alone.
Yo, get a little milk in here.
For the next 30 days.
Oh, no, guys, I didn't sign on for this. Guys, I got tons of cereal. I want some milk.
Fascinating.
Please.
Got milk?
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Germantown takes over its Ashwaubenon first possession of the second half on their own 49. That's Ken Pride gets maybe a couple of yards. Let's take a look at that punt return and check out the huge hit by Kyle Anderson to spring Palix for some extra yardage. He's kind of, I think it was Jason Belke that he just managed to blindside. Check that. That was number 34, Dan Douglas, who really got smacked, and that allowed Palix to turn the field and get some more yards. Pride looking for some room on the right side. Cuts it back up to about the 43-yard line before Brad Bollier takes him down.
Again, the pursuit of the Germantown defense was right on that play. It's very difficult to get that ball outside and turn up because of the defensive speed.
Five yards on the play. That'll bring up or 2 yards on the play, rather. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 from the 43. Just underway here in the 3rd quarter of play from Camp Randall. Eichley pitches it out. And going nowhere. Looked like Ken Pride there and tried to get the first down yardage, but good pursuit there by Eric Schaefer to take him down.
We saw some option that time, but Ashwaubenon went back to the eye, and we haven't seen much of that, but it was executed fairly well. But again, the defenses were just too aggressive and too good to let that play be successful.
Well, that brings up a 4th and 3 from the 41-yard line, so Ashwaubenon gonna punt it away. Ball almost blocked. Belke got in there and almost got a hand on it.
Don't hide.
Woodworth gets a Ashwaubenon bounce, and it's still rolling. No, well, the ball rolled down to the 1-yard line, but they're going to down it at about the. They're going to call it down at the 19-yard line, looks like. And that's where they will mark it. So Germantown takes over the 19-yard line after the 22-yard punt by Adam Woodworth.
Someone from Germantown nearly blocked that punt. It looked like he, in fact, had gotten past the ball when it was kicked.
I think it was Jason Belke who had the rush and almost got a piece of that football. And Germantown's second possession of the half. Thomas, nothing doing. Russ Diamond is right there to take him down for a loss.
Speed and quickness really show up, and I think when we're way up here in the press box, it's even more evident. But that's one of the things, again, that stands out about the Ashwaubenon defense. They get to places in a hurry.
Brings up a 2nd and 12 from the 17. 6:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. Croat looking to throw the football. Has Thomas. He caught the ball and then dropped it. And Ashwaubenon has it. No way! Corey O'Connell picked up the loose ball, and Ashwaubenon takes over. Tim Nelson with the initial hit. Thomas had it for a moment, and then O'Connell right there to pick it up. So Ashwaubenon, we talked about that defense forcing turnovers. They've come up with big plays during the regular season. Let's see if the offense can capitalize.
And it clearly was a fumble. His helmet got right in on the football, and good opportunity for Ashwaubenon.
This is Spice looking for some room, gets it down. They're going to mark it just about at the 10-yard line, just inside the 10-yard line. Give Spice just a couple yards on that play.
Ashwaubenon has had outstanding field position since the quarter started, and they have not yet scored, but they're certainly in a great position right here on the 10-yard line.
Spice are looking for some running room, and nothing doing that time. Germantown interior line right there to stop him for a loss of yardage. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, but it looked like Jared Otto was there with the initial stop. So 3rd and 11. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11 ball at the 12-yard line. Let's see if Germantown can answer the challenge here.
This is a key call for Ken Golomsky and his staff. They're going to be in the I formation. It's certainly a throwing down.
Likely on the draw. Spice looking to cut outside. Touchdown. Kevin Spice with the 12-yard touchdown run. And Ashwaubenon 1 point away from tying this one up.
This is a great call to throwing down, and of course they came and ran the draw play out of the I formation. Fullback blocks to the left, and of course the tailback makes a nice read and gets to the corner and reads the outside block by the flanker to go in really quite easily.
I think that was Dan Palix who actually made that key block to spring Spice to the outside. And the kick is good. So 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And we've got a great one brewing. 14-14, Ashwaubenon has come back to tie this game. Back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
At Cenex Land O'Lakes, we understand agriculture. From planting to harvest, agronomy professionals employ the latest technology to help farmers manage their increasingly complex operations. Precision agriculture. To improve crops, protect the environment, provide for the planet.
Looking for a great sport utility? See your Southeastern Wisconsin GMC dealer first. Nobody has a bigger family of sport utilities. Like Jimmy, with distinctive styling and refined truck strength for the family on the go. Yukon, with space, power, and comfort to take your family to new heights. Or Suburban, with available seating for 9 to move even the biggest family. And right now, your GMC dealer has a great selection of all three with some of the best deals of the year. See your Southeastern Wisconsin GMC dealer first. We're the first family of sport utilities.
The Ashwaubenon defense comes up with a big play, forcing the fumble, and the offense capitalizes on the 12-yard run by Spice. And there's the kickoff, and it looked like Joe Dombro, the short man, picks it up and takes it to about the 34-yard line. Let's take a look at that touchdown again. Nice play, well conceived, and look on the corner of your screen, you can see the block by Palix right there, 46. That's the run that really sprung Spice for the touchdown. So Germantown now takes over on its own 34-yard line. Croat, look at the pass, now goes straight up the middle. 4 or 5 yards. Mike Plum there initially to bring him down with some help from Mike Service.
That looked like it may have been a predetermined draw play by Croat. He did a nice job, and he's just under 5-yard gain. On the replay, I think we get a chance to see this again. 3-step drop, plants, and makes his read.
2nd and 6 from the 38. Croat looking to throw. Got a man. He had Holzbauer, but he couldn't quite hold on at about the 50-yard line. Dave Holzbauer was open, but pass upstairs just a little bit. Catchable ball, but Holzbauer just couldn't quite hold on. Dave Holzbauer needs one more touchdown catch to set a school record. He has 8 touchdowns on the season right now. One more, and that would be a school record for Germantown. 3rd and 6 from the 38. Croat had a man again, and right on the numbers for Eric Schaefer, but he couldn't hold on.
Better protection on this particular throw. Looks like he's going to take again the short drop, sets, steps into that throw, just the way you like to have him throw the ball.
Last 2 passes, 2 catchable footballs. Boy, and that hurts. That was right on the numbers, but boy, Schaefer just couldn't hold on.
Would have been a nice possession type of throw, and it's now a 4th down.
Croat angles the punt to the left sideline. And Spice with a nice nifty little run back. Gets about 8 or 10 yards on the run back return. After the 30-yard punt. When we come back, Ashwaubenon will take over on its own 42. Back with more WIAA football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
The coach's cliche. They range from motivational to inspirational to downright confusing. But no matter what the sport, what season, or what the outcome, these athletes show us what it means to be champions. At the rural insurance companies, we're proud to sponsor the WIAA Sportsmanship Awards. After all, it's the one honor that embodies the granddaddy of all locker room truisms.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. We're knotted at 14. Ashwaubenon with the ball on its own 42-yard line. And before Eichley can get the playoff penalty against Ashwaubenon, the initial call motion.
On Ashwaubenon, 5-yard penalty. Still first down. Ball at the 37, first and 15.
Aaron Eichley, the quarterback for Ashwaubenon, Ken Golomsky says when he has time, he could be a pretty accurate passer. He's kind of come on here in the second half of the season. First and 15 now from the 37. And the handoff straight ahead and not much there. Brad Johnson gets, well, they're going to give him, looks like no gain on that one. A host of Germantown defenders there. Actually, the mark it with a 1-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and 16 from the 36. Here's the pitch to Pride, looking for some running room. Cuts it out to the left sideline, out to about the 43-yard line.
Ashwaubenon's back in the I formation again, and that was a toss sweep play that they've liked to use, and of course it was somewhat successful. They got back the yardage they lost.
Nick Fritzke, one of the guys there with the initial stop.
Good read by the tailback, and of course he just went right off of the block of that fullback.
Looking to throw, looking for O'Connell, and he's got it, but he looks like he's just going to be about a yard short of that first down. Well, that's tough when you run a pattern like that, Charlie, and you end up you're heading for that first down sticks, and you end up just a hair short.
I think O'Connell would like to have it over. It's really close, and it's probably the type of pattern, that out pattern, that you got to make sure you get the needed yardage. Another foot or two would have been that much real difficult to run.
So Woodworth back in punt formation. Again, pretty good pressure by Germantown, and the ball is going to be down at about the 11-yard line. So that's where Germantown will take over with 2:23 to go here in this third quarter of play, and really what's been a defensive struggle. Neither team has been able to move the football very well, and there have been some turnovers and big plays in this game that have been the difference.
There's really been 4 big plays. But right now, the field position game has really been in favor of Ashwaubenon in this third quarter. It continues to be that way. Germantown's pinned back again on the 11-yard line, and the way the offenses have been held down, it's a difficult place to be.
So let's see what Ben Croat and the Germantown offense can do. Pitch to Thomas, looking for some room, breaks it to the 20, to the 30, all the way up to the 36-yard line. That'll get you out of a hole in a hurry. Tremont Thomas with some nice, nifty moves and a nice run.
This is a toss sweep out of the I formation. Backside guard pulls and seals, and Thomas makes a great cut right there to make things happen. He breaks the tackle, and once he squares up and cuts back, he's very, very dangerous, and he just about breaks it. A good tackle by 26.
Well, in addition to watching these WIAA championship games live on Midwest Sports Channel, you'll have the opportunity to catch them again next week on Wisconsin Public Television. Check your local listings for the rebroadcast times of all 6 games on Thursday, November 26th, and Friday, November 27th. There's a stop and play here. Ashwaubenon with a player down at about the 8-yard line. Tough to pick up the number. Looks like it might be Andy Trudell, possibly. Well, but he's still being attended to, and as you can see there, they're checking the ankle. And I'm not sure, is that hard to tell for the number? It might be Trudell. It might, if it is 74, Andy Trudell, one of the starters for that team. Just Ash, take a look at Ken Golomsky on the sideline, and we talked about him a little earlier in this broadcast. His team has started a tradition a couple years ago, actually last season. On Wednesdays, they shave their head. Actually, the entire team. We'll take a look at the injured player. It looks like it is Andy Trudell. Check out the top of your screen and see if you can see what happened. There he is on the ground. Tough to see exactly what did happen. Appears shaken up on the play.
Well, he certainly would be a big loss for Ashwaubenon. He has been a dominating lineman in this game. He's pressured the quarterback, and he's made tackles all over the field. So certainly they're not excited to have him miss. And it looks right now with an ankle injury, he may not be able to come back this late in the ballgame. 2 minutes and 14 seconds in the third quarter.
Looks like that right ankle is the one that he's favoring. Well, I hope it's nothing serious, but for now, Trudell off the sideline, and again, a big part of that defense. Germantown with the ball now on the 36-yard line. Call it the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2:14 to go in the third quarter of play. Pitch to Thomas, still on his feet, breaks it to the outside, some room to the 45, down to the 43-yard line. Finally taken out of bounds by Dan Pallix. Tremont Thomas starting to heat it up a little bit here in this third quarter.
He really is. This is a toss sweep to the wide side or strong side. In fact, Germantown was really unbalanced here. But what happens, the pursuit is so strong by the defense, and he cuts back to the backside, and again is just a step away from breaking it all the way. The offense has sparked up a little bit here the last few minutes.
1st and 10 from the 43. Handoff to Dombro, and he is hit hard right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Plum. Boy, what a hit by Plum.
On the replay, Germantown likes to just a trap play, cuts inside, but the linebackers are right there to meet him and did an outstanding job. Germantown likes to, as they are right now, line up with both wide receivers on one side, so they're really an unbalanced alignment.
Thomas on the pitch, tripped up just about at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for maybe a couple of yards. Talk about that Ashwaubenon defense, and Ken Golomsky said the two guys that really fly to the football are his linebackers, Mike Plum and Mike Service. Those two guys really, you'll see them in the game, really fly into the football. 3rd and 9 from the 42. Croat looking to throw, has time, going deep, got Holzbauer wide open, down inside the 10, but there's a penalty marker on the play, so we'll have to wait and see if this play stands. And they're going to bring it back, holding against Germantown.
Excellent throw and catch right here. Ben drops back, a 5-step drop this time. He steps up, throws the ball right on time, and he throws a perfect strike right up that sideline. And of course, the whole thing will come back because of a holding penalty that was called. And I'm not sure it had a big effect on the play, but it will force him to do it all over.
Well, you know, Croat has had a little bit more time in the second half when he's been throwing the football. Remember the last series he threw on rhythm and had a couple wide receivers drop the football. That time he had a little bit more time. Maybe one of the reasons is because one of his offensive linemen was holding, but it's going to set up a 3rd and 19 now from the 47-yard line. Go back to pass again. Looking deep for Schaefer, but double coverage there, and the ball well overthrown. Really nothing doing that time. Schaefer, good coverage on the play by Palix and Corey O'Connell.
Ashwaubenon has very athletic defenders in the secondary. They're kids that can catch, and they certainly can run, and they're good tacklers, so they're a challenge to your receivers.
O'Connell has 7 interceptions on the season. Dan Palix has picked off 5 passes, so that between the two of them, you're looking at a dozen turnovers that they've caused. Croat angles it to the sideline. This one won't go very far. Palix has it at the 32, looking for some room. Breaks a tackle, going to the right side. The wall is set up. Penalty marker down. Palix to the 50, to the 48-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
I think that's going to come back, but Palix is scary returning those kicks.
You get an idea for his big play capability. He just made something out of nothing there. That's going to come back, though. Looked like an illegal block. Let's take another look at it. Now you can see the block on the left corner of your screen there, the block below the knees. And that's going to bring the football all the way back. Well, this is going to bring it back all the way to the 18-yard line for Ashwaubenon. And that turns out to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we've played 3 quarters, and it's all knotted up at 14 apiece. Clock says 0. Let's see if they'll...
I think what happened, the period cannot end on that penalty. They'll run one down, and that will end the quarter, and we will, it looks like we're going to go into that 4th quarter at a dead even ball game.
So we'll have one more play with no time left on the clock here. Likely with the pitch, and nothing doing for Kevin Spice. Jason Belke was there along with Matt Barron. And that will do it for the 3rd quarter of play. So through 3 quarters, we're all knotted at 14. Got a good one going from Camp Randall. Back with the 4th quarter after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Uh-oh, we got trouble.
Oh, please, not me.
That's gotta hurt.
Tracy!
We gotta do something.
She's back!
Let's go! Run, monkey, run!
I'm not gonna make it!
She's got monkey.
Mom! Go eat someone your own size!
Got milk.
You know what kills me? You're in the middle of a game. Real dogfight. And then some ref blows his whistle because he thinks he sees a late hit. Or interference. Yeah, or a chop block. Blowing the whistle all the time like they know the game. Ooh, one time, I'll tell you, I'd like to shove that whip.
Looks like there's too many men on the field.
Hardcore football, Tuesday on MSC.
Personal foul!
12 minutes of football to decide the Division II state championship. We're all knotted at 14. Charlie, you see a game like this, 14-14, and you start, as the game goes on, you start to think about a couple of things. Turnovers, maybe possibly overtime. This could be decided by field position and a turnover. Eichley hands off to Spice, and he fights his way to about the 13-yard line. But as time winds down, that could be the difference in this game.
It really could. I think field position right now means very, very much, and it's in Germantown's favor. They're 3rd and long. Ashwaubenon is, of course, and whoever can get that advantage is going to have a great chance to get a victory. It may take a field goal, but these are two very evenly matched teams, and as we've talked about many times, defense has been real dominating in this game.
Eichley on the play action. Throws it out. Got a man. Gets Chris Samborski, his tight end. And he's going to be short of the first down. They're going to mark him out at about the 25-yard line.
Very well executed play right here. It's just a bootleg fake, or rather the bootleg to the right. He sets up nicely. Excellent catch, and it's just going to be about 4 to 5 yards short. And give the defensive credit again. He got some time to throw the ball, but the coverage was there and forced a 4th down, and he got the ball back right away.
So Woodworth will drop back into punt formation. Dombrow back to receive the punt. Strong rush, and Woodworth just does get it away. And the ball bounces down to about the 38-yard line. Boy, that ball came very close to hitting Dave Holzbauer. 35-yard punt, and Germantown will take over on the 40-yard line. Charlie, both these teams have been involved in close games this season, so this is really nothing new for them. So they're both used to being in close games.
They really are. The playoff scores are really interesting. Germantown has been in all the games, have been one-touchdown games with the exception of one, and Ashwaubenon has had almost the same situation.
Thomas on the pitch, breaks through the line, gets to about the 47-yard line. Tim Nelson there to help bring him down, but 6-yard gain, good pickup for Thomas. He's after a kind of a quiet first half running the football. He did have the big screen pass, but Thomas is starting to heat it up here in the second half, carrying the football. 2nd and 4 from the 46. Thomas again, and gets maybe a yard before Ross Krieger there to bring him down.
I think we're looking at about 3rd and 2. Interesting call right now for the offense, and Bill seems confident on the sidelines. He sent that play in, and this is a big play in this drive as field position is so vital down the stretch.
Approaching the 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter. So, looking to throw. He's got a man, and did he hold on? Yes, he did. Looked like Justin Hall, the tight end, held on.
Just a quick out, a 3-step drop by Ben. Sets his feet up very nicely, and he delivers the ball right on the money, and it's held on to and protected very carefully by the receiver.
Knocking on the 47, 1st and 10, 9:43 to go. Croak gonna keep it, and nothing doing there. Mike Plum, we've called his number a lot today. We talk about a guy flying to the football right there to knock Croak down.
Fake to the fullback, and of course it's just the quarterback keeper on the option look right here, and a nice spin move by the defensive end, and the linebacker just makes the read and flies to the football.
Andy Trudell, we saw limp off earlier back in the game, and he also helped on that play.
He's had a great ball game. It's good to see him back in there.
2nd and 12. Go to Thomas. Got some room up the middle. Down to the 34-yard line. Sherman Thomas has really done a nice job of finding the holes, picking the holes, and then accelerating through.
He really has. There's a little counter-action play, as you can see from behind. A trap block by the left guard, and a nice cut by Thomas again. And once he scores up like that, with his cutting ability and speed, he's a concern. And another first down for Germantown, and this is one of the better drives that they've shown. And the clock is moving. This half has moved by quickly. We're down to just about 8 minutes.
First and 10 from the 34. Downborough bowls his way for maybe a couple of yards down to about the 32-yard line. Rick Payton there to bring him down. Germantown hasn't been able to really mount much since early in that first quarter, so this is their best drive that we've seen.
It's the one sustained drive they've had. All of the scoring have been part of big plays or turnovers.
Oh, big hit by Mike Service. Gets a couple of yards and then is walloped by the linebacker, Mike Service. Boy, Thomas has taken a couple of big hits today and just bounced right back on his feet.
He has, and he's elusive enough that he usually misses the big hits, but this is, again, a critical situation. They're obviously a 4-down area, but they've got a third and a solid 4. So they need to get close here and take the heat off to maintain possession.
Always split wide to the right, Schaefer to the left. Croat looking to throw. Now he's going to run with the football, and he's stopped for a loss. Sacked for a loss of about 3 yards. Once again, defensive end Rick Payton there.
On the replay, Ben is going to sprint to the right, sets up. He doesn't know where to throw the ball right there. The coverage is very good. He tucks it in, but again, the pursuit and the defensive front of Ashwaubenon is right there to take away any lanes that he might have.
Russ Diamond also there with the pressure, so that'll bring up a 4th and 7 from the 31-yard line, and Germantown's going to go for it. Croak looking to throw across the middle. Holtzbauer got it for the first down. Dave Holtzbauer took a hit from Dan Palix, held on. Big first down for Germantown.
Just a sprint to the left this time, and the ball had thrown a little bit high, but what a great catch by the receiver, and just enough for the first down. A great possession first down right here. We're down to 6 minutes as the time continues to fly by. Ball's about on the 21-yard line. What a great catch.
Went up and got it and held on. First and 10 from the 21. Clock down to 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pitch to Thomas. Nothing doing. No running room at all. Big play by Russ Diamond.
Again, it's a toss sweep. The defense just had this thing read completely. There were no lanes, nowhere to run, forcing about a 4-yard loss, which is not what Germantown had in mind right here.
2nd and 14 from the 25-yard line. Germantown trying to punch it in here in a game that's knotted at 14. 3 receivers to the right. Croat, Thomas looking to throw the football. Now he'll run it and gets inside the 20-yard line. It looked like Thomas might throw that football for a moment, but instead picked up some good yardage, and with that run, he just went over the 100-yard mark.
He really did have a receiver open in the upper flat area, and he made a decision right at the end to keep it. I think you could probably see it on the top of the camera right here. And number 8 looked like he was in position to maybe get that reception. Field goal becomes significant, Jeff, right now. I don't know. They both have good kickers, and you almost need to get about to the 15-yard line to have a real good shot at making a field goal.
3rd and 7 from the 18. Croat got a man. Touchdown. Justin Hull has it for the score. Ben Croat to Justin Hull.
This may be Ben's best throw of the day. He sprinted to his left. Watch him set his feet up and just gets it off, just has time. And we don't get to see the reception right here, but he put that ball right on his numbers for a huge touchdown in this ball game.
Starner on the extra point. High snap, but the kick away. And it's a 21-14 game with 5:04 left. Back with more football after this message from your local cable system. Got a good one brewing here. This is the WIAA State.
You know how much of an effect lighting can have on the way your home looks, and the place to get what you need is Mills Fleet Farm. Right now, 4-foot GE fluorescent bulbs that offer 15,000 hours of light in excellent color are on sale for just $199 each. For outdoor lighting, GE halogen floodlights or spotlights are just $499 each. And Fleet Farm has a huge selection of great outdoor decorations that really give your home a warm holiday look. You can make your home go from this to this with one trip to Mills Fleet Farm.
What do you see outside your window? The same thing we do. We live together, work together, share experiences that make our neighborhood strong. And at Time Warner Cable, we stay in touch with what's important by bringing you the latest technology, guaranteed service, and supporting the youth of our community. We're not just your local cable company, we're part of the community. Time Warner Cable. Imagine what's next.
Bass fishing.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. 5:04 to go. Germantown just on the board on the touchdown pass from Croat to Justin Hull. Boy, nice drive, some big plays, some big third down plays to keep that drive going, and obviously Germantown's best offensive showing of the afternoon.
It was clearly the best possession kind of drive. They were consistent, and it did come at a great time. It was 5 minutes and 4 seconds left. And this game is far from over, but the way the defenses have been, that's pretty significant touchdown right there.
So Starner will kick off, and remember, Dan Palix has run back 4 kickoffs, 4 touchdowns this season. So he's a big play guy, and he'll be on the far side of the field. Instead, they're going to squib the kick in the ball right off the hands of Kyle Anderson, but he falls on it. Let's check out the touchdown again to Justin Hull. Croat with the time and the nice throw.
Excellent throw and excellent camera work right there. You can see that ball put right on his numbers. Tough to defend a play like that. And when you have time, you can set your feet and throw the ball hard.
Justin Hull, converted quarterback. They moved him to wide receiver, and it's paid off. Palix on the pitch. Looking for some room to the 48, to the 50. Lost his shoe, but he's still going down to the 46-yard line.
Gain of about 14 across the 50-yard line to the Warhawks 46.
Palix is an amazing player. That you can see right here. Motion is this way. It's just a counter play off of the option and nicely timed, and he has excellent moves and speed. Just about made a big play right now to get right back in the game. They did have a big game, and they're down inside just about at the 45-yard line.
4:36 to go, 1st and 10 from the 46. Eichler under heavy pressure, and he goes down. Joe Ciro, the first to get him.
On the replay, you'll see right here, Germantown really turns those front 5 people loose, and they almost all penetrated in and made a big stop after the big play by Ashwaubenon.
Sophomore Dan Douglas also in to help out. 3 sophomore starters on this Germantown team. Unusual. Phil Dacus said he's never had 3 starters before on his team. 2nd and 18 from the 46. Eichley lost the football, got it back, but he'll be stopped at the 38-yard line. Brad Barrett right there. But a big loss all the way back to the 37-yard line.
On the replay, the snap just simply gets away here. And once it's on the turf, those Germantown guys saw it right there. And boy, they came in after it. And they came in very quickly.
Didn't look like that bad a snap, and this looked like it went off of Eichley's hands.
It's 31 degrees out there and quite a wind, and I think it's cold. I was just out at halftime a little bit, and it's quite cold.
3rd and 27. Eichley across the middle, intercepted. Jason Belke with the interception. Down to the 25. Inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. A penalty marker is down. But Belke with the interception down to the 12-yard line. Eichley trying to go across the middle there, Charlie. Looked like he had time, but as soon as he threw it, he pretty much knew it was picked off.
Belke is just one great football player. He has been all over that field, defense and offense and special teams, and he has just done everything today.
All right, so Germantown will take over on its own 39. We'll take a break, back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
I expect my kids to have all the opportunities I did, and more.
What do you expect out of life?
I expect honesty.
Respect.
We never know what to expect.
I expect to live to be 101, 102, 100.
Tell Farm Bureau Insurance what you expect out of life.
In Wisconsin, call a local rural agent near you.
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Germantown with the ball on the Ashwaubenon 39-yard line following the interception by Belke. Thomas looking for some room. Found it. Gets about 5 yards to about the 35-yard line. Time a factor now with 2:47 to play. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Ashwaubenon, of course, needs to get the ball back in a hurry. Germantown, Charlie, just looking to hold on to the football and try and take as much time off that clock and put together a couple of first downs.
They really want to use all the time they can, and of course once the ball's put in play, they've got to time it just about right to use most of the 25 seconds, and they're going to have that done at this time. They're looking at second and about 6.
The pitch back to Thomas. Nothing doing. He'll be dropped for a loss. Kyle Anderson again on the play. Ashwaubenon needed a big play on defense there, and they got it, and they'll quickly call a timeout here with 2:08 left. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. And we'll take a break as well. We'll be back with more WIAA football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Zero in on big savings at Menards. Hang pictures and shelves the easy way with a stud sensor 2 from Zircon. Avoid a wall full of holes for just $7.92. New at Menards, this Price Pfister kitchen faucet has a built-in water filter. It removes 95% of chlorine, bad taste, and odor. No more buying bottled water. $129 after rebate. Update your kitchen with help from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Sports Extra. Get an in-depth look at the Packer game with sports anchor John Mino and Packer wide receiver Derek Mays. Hear what the players have to say in post-game interviews, and special guests share their insights. You feel like you're in the front row when you watch Sports Extra every Wednesday at 4:30 on MSC, your ultimate sports connection.
3rd and 10 for Germantown from the 39. 2:08 to go. And Thomas going to be stopped just about at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down. And let's see if Ashwaubenon uses another timeout to get that clock stop. They do. So we're at the 2-minute mark. And Ashwaubenon will probably get the football back here, barring some unforeseen thing happening. Forced Germantown into a punting situation.
Well, it really is. Any second thoughts about punting, I think, wouldn't really be considered with the field position and the conditions, cold and some wind. I think if they could, kick that ball down and force Ashwaubenon to be 80 to 90 yards out, it would be helpful. 2 minutes is not very long in high school football. It certainly is some amount of time, but with no timeouts, it would be difficult, but certainly not impossible.
And this Ashwaubenon, the special teams that we talked about, they've blocked punts this season. It's the special teams has come through for them this year. So if you're Germantown, you have to be very careful to avoid any type of big play here on this. Alex, the lone receiver, and Croat dropped the football, but gets it away and got the ball to about the 27-yard line. That was almost disastrous for Germantown, as it is a 12-yard kick, so Ashwaubenon gets a little bit of a break.
It was partial disaster, but not complete. The ball just is high, and it goes right through his hands. He makes an excellent play, picking it up and kicking it. The risk of this is you get that blocked, which he almost did. They're still 70 yards away right here, and the Germantown defense has got to step up again.
1:53 to go. Eichley out of the shotgun. Looking to the sidelines. Got a man. First down. Mike Newman, the wide receiver, to the 39-yard line. And Ashwaubenon quickly gets up to the line of scrimmage. The clock will stop as they move the chains. 1:46 to play. Eichley and penalty marker down. Somebody might have moved or not been on the line of scrimmage on time, and they're going to bring that back 5.
It is a procedure penalty. It was hard to pick out from up here what happened, but the main thing is the clock is stopped, and it's not going to use any more time for them right now.
So that'll be 1st and 15. Clock is running down to 1:34. Eichley under pressure. Gets it away. O'Connell has it at the 50. Down to the 40. Inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Corey O'Connell with the catch, and Ashwaubenon in Germantown territory with 1:24 to play.
Tremendous pressure on the throw. And it was still a completion. It was hard to tell the intended receiver, but as you can see in the replay, there are white shirts all over the quarterback, and he still got that ball off for a big completion.
And he got out of bounds, so it stopped the clock with 1:24. Germantown showing blitz. The handoff, mishandled. Pride lost it. Did he get it back? Ken Pride did get the football back, but a loss of about 5 yards. And Ashwaubenon gonna take a timeout here and regroup. And that's their last timeout.
On the replay, it looked like a draw play. The exchange simply did not get done. And it hurts them because of the timeout. These two teams have really veteran coaching staffs. They're guys that have been around lots of years. In fact, both coaching staffs have former head coaches among their assistants. And we'll talk about them a little bit later on, but they've really been an excellent staffs on both sides of the ball.
We want to take a moment here to recognize several key people in bringing you these football telecasts to you. Kate Kingsley, Kevin Smith, and the staff at Midwest Sports Channel, as well as all the production staff at Wisconsin Public Television. A lot of games, a lot of people put a lot of work into this, and we're happy to bring it your way. Minute 12, 2nd and 16. Ashwaubenon now out of timeouts. Eichley out of the shotgun. Got time. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like it might have been Jesse Schultz who got a hand on that. Let's take a look and see if we can find it on the replay. Boy, he had time too, Charlie. It was.
The big sophomore.
The big sophomore
got
got a hand up.
the job. It's tough right now for Ashwaubenon because those front 5 kids from Germantown, they're just lined really like sprinters and coming in after them because with the clock running, they can really not afford to run the ball.
Eichley to Pride, and he's wrestled down, loss of yardage. Nick Fritzke right there. And really Ashwaubenon now out of timeouts, down to its last play here on 4th and 18. So really this is going to be the ball game here. If Germantown holds, this one's over. Eichley under pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Matt Barron is there. Germantown will take over, and they're now just 33 seconds away from a state championship.
Again, the pressure is really heavy right now because they just don't have to worry about any kind of a run, and the kids are just really being aggressive. And it's tough to block anyone when they come after you like that.
Germantown really now just has to take a knee here, and they will have a Division II championship. Throat goes down.
Well, this will be a great victory. I know that Germantown has been here 2 times before and didn't get it. And the 3rd time, I guess, was a charm. And I know his staff, a lot of the guys on that staff have just done a great job. Of course, Phil Datt, Gary Soike, one of his top assistants, great experienced guy. Dave Bransky runs the defense. John Brody, a head coach for many years, has been coaching the secondary. What a great job they've all done.
Germantown will not have to run a play. There are your Division II champions. Germantown, runner-up last year. This year, they take home the gold. We'll take a break, back with some post-game activities and the presentation of the trophy after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
I'll be working till the sun goes down. Done spent the time, another dollar bound. Sun goes down.
There's no way to describe the kind of risk a small business owner takes, but there is a way to insure it. Rural Mutual. We understand what's at stake.
Gonna be here, don't matter how long, till the sun goes down.
It's not just a building. It's a foundation. It's not just your head. It's your heart. It's not just learning. It's learning to live.
Skip right up.
Would Monkey like to dance?
Garth, you lead.
Got milk?
Welcome back to Camp Randall. Germantown with a 21-14 win over Ashwaubenon. We expected a close game, Charlie. That's exactly what we got. Back and forth. Germantown took the early lead. Looked like Ashwaubenon was going to take control of it there with some big plays. And then in the end, though, it was Germantown making that final drive, really their best drive of the game, that got them the go-ahead score.
It really was. As we said earlier, it was a defensive battle. Germantown made the one great drive, and they're just two great high school teams. I thought it was the hardest hitting game that I'd seen down here, and very well played defensively, particularly by both teams.
You take a look at the Germantown team there. Phil Datka's 30th year at Germantown. High school coach for 32 years. Runner-up last year to Menominee, right here at Camp Randall. They lost to Menominee in the Division II championship game, and really didn't know, said to us, didn't really think at the beginning of the year his team had a chance to get back here, but they just gradually got better each week.
They really play together. Very spirited. Both of these teams play together very well, and that's very spirited.
And same way with Ashwaubenon. Ken Golomsky said, I would have never thought that our team had a chance, but he said a lot of teams kind of hit a plateau during the season, but his team never really did. They just, the way he would describe it, they just kept finding ways to win each week. A lot of times it was a special team play or a defense forcing a turnover, but somehow his team just found a way to win. You look at some of the haircuts. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. This is a tradition they started a couple of years ago. They all cut their hair with mohawks, or they shave their head the Wednesday before the game, and it's become kind of a tradition with this Ashwaubenon team. Ken Golomsky says, hey, you know what, if they like doing it, I don't care. And they also big on playing lots of loud music in the locker room the night before the game. Ken said, you know, sometimes he said just to shake things up, he'll bring in some polka music and see if he can stir them out of the locker room. But Ken with the runner-up trophy, and a nice effort by this Ashwaubenon team.
Really did. And he has a great staff with him, some experienced guys. Ed Kirshmer has been there many years, a former head coach, and what a job they did. And what a great year, and they're going to feel good about it and be proud of it.
This team, as we said, won it all back in 1996, runner-up in 1993. That was that Ashwaubenon team with Ian Stecker having the great year. And now Germantown. The Germantown team, as we said, runner-up last year to Menominee. This year, it's all theirs. Ben Croat came into this game 25-2 as a starting quarterback, and down the stretch, again, when he had some time, he made some big plays.
He really did, and of course the final score was maybe the biggest of all. He set up and drilled that ball in there, and he had a tough day as far as pressure goes, but really did an excellent job on that last drive, and it's a great victory.
Phil Dadka not to accept the trophy. As we said, at Germantown for 30 years, and folks at Germantown celebrating today. And here's how Germantown got the go-ahead score once again. When they needed a big drive, they needed to put something together, they did, and it was Ben Croat with the pass to a converted quarterback, actually, who made the catch, Justin Hull.
It was an excellent throw. It was a great call because of the type of situation they were in.
Well, for our viewers watching this game live on Midwest Sports Channel, up next is The Last Word. Nationally syndicated radio talk show personality Jim Rome hosts the daily look at the hot topics in the world of sports. Jim is joined by top guests from around the country and a live audience from the All-Star Cafe in New York City. Following The Last Word, we return to Camp Randall Stadium for the Division I playoff game between DC Everest and Oak Creek. That does it for the Division II Championship playoff here at Camp Randall. Today's game was directed by Alan Pierce, produced by Deb Piper and Kevin Smith. Thanks to the production staff for all their great work in this game. We'll see you in a half hour for the next game.
The WIAA High School Football Championships. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. By Milk, from the dairy farm families of Wisconsin. Remember to grab a tall, cold glass of milk at every meal. Got milk? And by M&I Bank, where you're just a click away from free online banking and a free MyWeb homepage. Check us out at miweb.com.
Yo, man, it's Lisa Mendy.
Translation. Let's record our favorite songs on mini disc.
Track 5 got no flavor.
Perhaps we should delete this selection.
Man, you guys don't flip the spins, yo. Cassettes are hurt.
Unlike cassettes, I can move tracks or re-record digitally up to 1 million times.
Yo, this is illin' like a villain, super macadocious, chilling off the hizzle, no diz out.
I have no idea what he just said.
Sony Minidisc, the digital way to record your music. Available at Sears.
Danger. Summon Musashi.
Great Fencer Musashi.
Action RPG. High maneuverability.
Great Fencer Musashi. Final Fantasy VIII playable demo included.
At Geico, we get the ball rolling on your claim quickly. Even in the middle of the night. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Unfortunately, most drivers are hitting the same place every time. And it's usually when the car insurance bill arrives. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Budweiser presents Fight Time on Fox Sports Net.
Rise and shine.
Fox Sports News this morning with highlights, scores, plus the Fox Sports News Live. Woo! 30 minutes of your morning, a day's worth of sports. Fox Sports News this morning. Weekdays starting at 6:30. 120 top teams in the only college basketball game for the Nintendo 64. Fox Sports College Hoops 99. Sports games, Fox attitude.
Yeah, we're all part of the country, and the country's part of us. You and me and Cimex Land O'Lakes are partners we can trust. That's right.
I'm at one of the Erickson's family of fine supermarkets located throughout Wisconsin and Minnesota. Always more for your money, more for your family, including a full-service pharmacy open 7 days a week, there when you need them. They can take care of your insurance claims. They're always willing to talk to you about your medications. They're just a wonderful group of people at some really top-notch pharmacies. You'll find them in an Erickson store near you. Shop there today.
Welcome back to The Last Word. Now this is a big one. Joining me right now, not one, but both of baseball's rookies of the year. Cubs pitcher Kerry Wood, who joins us from Phoenix, and Oakland A's outfielder Ben Grieve, who is in Austin, Texas. Ben, Kerry, great to have you on the program. Congratulations to both of you.
Thanks.
Hey, Kerry, first, what are they putting in the water in Dallas-Fort Worth? Both you guys come out of the same area. Something must be going on down there.
Tell you what, we had a lot of talent in that area, baseball-wise, and football was real big for a while, still is, but there's been a few years where we've had a lot of talent come out of that area.
Hey, Ben, I can only imagine. The two of you guys actually played against each other in high school, and you know how it is when you're coming up, the scouts show up. I can imagine a high school baseball game with the two of you guys on the same diamond, all those scouts behind home plate with their guns, all the guys up the first baseline trying to time you guys out, all the scout geeks with their notepads. That must have really been something in high school.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was a year older than Kerry, so he got most of his attention as a senior, and I got mine a year ahead of him. But it's also a lot of fun for the other guys on your team because there's guys that don't normally get to be seen that get a lot of chances that they wouldn't normally get.
Yeah, that's it. Old man Ben Grieve. Hey, Ben, you're falling behind. You're a year ahead of Kerry Wood.
I know. I feel like an old man.
Hey, Kerry, I'm sure that nobody's asked you this question in probably, 10 minutes or so. How's the elbow? Everybody wants to know.
Elbow's fine. Hadn't had any problems. After the last game I pitched in the playoffs against the Braves, everything, had the regular soreness a couple days after, and everything's been okay since.
Now, of course, you had to shut it down in the second half and put it up on the shelf. Hey, have you thrown yet in the offseason?
No, not yet.
Kerry, when you look at the Rookie of the Year award, I wonder, I mean, it's something that nobody could ever take from you. It's a great honor, but when you consider your first year, it might even pale in comparison to some of the other things that you've seen. You pitched in a playoff game against Greg Maddux. You had the best seed for Home Run Derby, and oh yeah, you punched out 20 in one game. So maybe the Rookie of the Year might even pale in comparison to some of these things.
It's just another bonus to the season that we had, and it was just fun to be in a part of it. All the things that happened, like you said, the home run derby, we were watching that, and the 20 strikeout game. It was all just a bonus, and then at the end of the season, they call him to make it Rookie of the Year. So that's just another topping.
Hey Ben, what about you? I mean, you came in with such high expectations, and from day one, you were the franchise guy, and I know that you carried that around with you most of the year. You got the All-Star appearance at the break. Really, you won that award pretty early on. When it finally became official, was it at all anticlimactic?
It's still a surprise when you get the news. I slumped a little bit the second half and finished up pretty strong in September, so I think that last month kind of clinched the award for me a little bit, I guess. And I heard from the writers and all that I was probably the favorite, but when you get the call that morning, it's still a surprise and a good feeling.
Hey, Kerry, what about down the stretch when you were trying to come back from the injury? Guys started to put up numbers. Instead of scoreboard watching about the teams you were chasing for the playoff race, were you watching Todd Helton or any of the other guys?
No, not at all. The only news I heard about Todd Helton is what the writers were telling me about. Todd had a great September, and of course I wasn't pitching in September, so there was more important things definitely going on for me. I was more worried about the injury and the race that we were in for the wild card. So no, I wasn't watching Todd at all.
See, Kerry, that's why you're a man. Your priorities are straight, and you also knew that those numbers that he was putting up above sea level weren't going to play anyway, so you had nothing to worry about.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure he wasn't watching me either.
Ben, what about the first year? All the pieces are in place for the Oakland A's. You've got a great farm system. You've got a great front office. Things look good, but the bottom line is you need to spend to win. In any way, are you a little bit envious that Kerry had that taste of the playoffs? And what about the A's? Are they going to pay the price?
Yeah, you're right about that. These days, what it takes to be a winner, it seems like, is you got to spend some money to go out and get some high-priced guys. And they did that last year. They got a great pitcher in Kenny Rogers, but now that we've lost him, we're going to have to find someone to replace him. And we do have a lot of young talent, but it's going to be a couple of years before all of us mature. So in the meantime, we're going to have to maybe go out and get a couple high-priced guys.
Hey, Kerry, you are very level-headed, so maybe you don't concern yourself too much about this, but what about that dreaded sophomore jinx? I know you guys are young, but you've probably both heard of Joe Charbonneau.
Yeah, they've the second year, the year after, getting the Rookie of the Year, it's been not good for some guys. So, like I said, I'm not going to think about it. I've gotten the award, and just like everything else I've done, if I have a good start, I put it behind me and worry about the next one. So, this year's behind me. I'm going to worry about next year.
Hey, Ben, you've always been around Major League Baseball. Of course, your father was a former GM, and you grew up in and around clubhouses. No matter what, you need that God-given ability to make it to the level. But, Ben, was it an advantage just understanding the culture of the clubhouse in Major League Baseball that by the time you finally got there, you just were not awed by your surroundings?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an advantage. Not so much in high school, but even before then at a young age, ages like 8 through 12 when I was growing up in junior high, I got a chance to be a bat boy and be around the team at a young age, and I think signing out of high school, that helped me a lot. I think a lot of kids coming out of high school aren't quite ready yet for the big league life or the minor league life, and I think I had an advantage over most people. Sometimes young kids don't handle it that well, but being around the clubhouse my whole life, I think helped me out a lot.
Kerry Wood is the National League Rookie of the Year. Ben Grieve is the American League Rookie of the Year. One's an everyday player, one is not. If you had to start a franchise right now, and both these guys potentially might be Hall of Famers, who would you start with? When we come back, we'll try and get to the bottom of that. Not one, but both of the Rookies of the Year. More with them when we return.
Rise and shine.
Fox Sports News brings you the fastest half hour of sports power. Fox Sports News this morning. Woo! With highlights and scores, plus our up-to-the-minute Fox Sports Newsline with all the latest breaking stories every half hour.
Hot off the grill. We are cooking.
Got 30 minutes? We've got your sports. Fox Sports News this morning. Weekdays starting at 6:30.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people. Watch out now. You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. You want one? Come and get it. Go! Go!
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man.
New Pepsi One.
When we created NHL Face-Off 99, we spent months getting every detail just right, even the crowd chants.
Hold. Either we're into it or we're not, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go Red Wings! Like, stop. What? What's that? A lot of people wanted to be here today. We picked you guys because we thought you're special. Right.
You know, if you put that kind of commitment into your singing.
Let's go Red Wings!
Sounds good.
I think we got it.
You can call us perfectionists, but you know, it's all worth it.
Let's go Red Wings!
As you get closer, your eyes get wider, your heart beats faster, your determination grows strong. This is not gonna beat you. Oh, it's loud, and it's dirty, and yeah, it's big, but so are your plans. Hey, John boy, you ain't in Kansas anymore. From here on in, every day's gonna be a test. Those who pass deserve a great beer. Sam Adams, it's what's inside.
There's only one place you can relive Packer history, the touchdowns and the excitement. It's at the Packers Hall of Fame. And you can help keep those memories alive by just purchasing a Packers Hall of Fame legendary raffle ticket. You could win a skybox for the November 29th Packer-Eagles game, hosted by my wife Cherry and me, plus more for only $50 a ticket. So please buy your ticket today. Call 1-800-895-0071 now.
Every minute of every day, opportunity knocks. Do you answer? Everett Securities. Our business is making money work.
Catch all the high school sports action with Dan Jensen on the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus. You'll get highlights, features, scores, and more. Tuesdays at 4:30 on MSC, your Wisconsin Sports Connection.
Friday, on The Last Word, a tremendous show. Vikings running back Robert Smith joins me to talk about their huge showdown with the Packers. Do not miss that one. Welcome back to The Last Word. I'm joined once again by both of Major League Baseball's 1998 Rookies of the Year, Kerry Wood of the Chicago Cubs and Ben Grieve of the Oakland A's. Hey, Kerry, like all pitchers, you probably found out pretty soon that if there's one thing you have to learn as soon as you get to the big league level, you need to find out how to compete on those days when you don't have your great stuff. Obviously, everybody will find a way to win when their stuff is good, but it's the days that you don't have your best stuff that you got to battle your way through it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be days where you go out and you have your good stuff, and it's just like you're playing catch. You don't have to. It's almost you're going to win the game when you're on. It's the days when you don't have your good stuff is what makes you a pitcher. Going out and performing and competing with less than your good stuff is what makes guys pitchers. And every pitcher will tell you that every time he goes out there, he doesn't have his good stuff. So I think that determines whether you're going to be able to compete at that level or not.
Hey Ben, if there was a test, maybe analogous to that for you, at the end of the year, you had struggled a little bit in the second half. That's something else you guys find out. It's a long, long year. You got to play almost every single day. You started to maybe hit the wall a little bit in the second half, and then you took a 1-for-21 skid in September, but then you turned it on. You went on a 323 run down the stretch. That had to do wonders for your confidence, knowing that you fought your way out of that, and you ended the year on a good note.
Yeah, that was probably a relief more than anything, finishing up pretty strong. I had been answering questions the whole second half about why I was in a slump and what was going on and stuff like that, because I really hadn't been through an extended slump in my short big league career up to that point, and it was definitely a relief to kind of finish up strong, and it'll give me a little more confidence going into spring training next year, I think.
I want to ask both you guys this. You guys have come so far so quickly. Obviously, both of you were earmarked for success early on. But Kerry, for instance, you're 2 years out of high school, and the next thing you know, you're on the hill pitching against Greg Maddux in a playoff game. Did you even expect it to happen that quickly?
No, you can never expect anything like that to happen as quickly as it did for me. Unfortunately, Bob Patterson was the one who got hurt this year, and I was the next guy that they called, 4 days into the AAA season. And and there I was pitching on in Montreal on the mound, pitching in a big league game. So you know, everything up until September was just, I didn't expect to be in the big leagues until September. So everything up until September was just you know, it's just something you would never could expect.
And Ben, same thing, right? I mean, you put up big numbers in the minor leagues. Next thing you know, you're with the big league club and you're putting up numbers too.
Yeah, last year in '97, I got called up in September, and I was planning on maybe just kind of mixing my way into the lineup and kind of getting started slowly. But I looked at the lineup on September 3rd or whatever it was, and I saw myself hitting third, playing right field. So I got started quickly, and it was definitely a surprise kind of to see my name in there so quick and to be playing every day like that.
Did you guys at all last season, although you competed in high school, you weren't the best friends, but you knew each other and you were friendly. Did you guys at all talk to each other during the season and compare notes at all?
We weren't the best of friends.
Right?
We weren't the best of friends.
Right. But I mean, you guys, well, I mean, you guys aren't enemies or anything like that, but you guys go about your business, you go your separate ways. You did compete against each other, but if anybody could find out what the other guy was going through, it had to be you two guys.
Well, I think so. Go ahead, Ben.
All right. In spring training, I lived with one of Kerry's teammates, Brant Brown, and Kerry came over a couple times, so I never really got to know him before that, and I got to spend a little time with him in spring training. But you know, I think we're both mature enough to be able to handle ourselves well enough, so we don't really need any encouraging. But you know, if Kerry's ever going through any struggles and needs some help, all he's got to do is give me a call.
Hey, Kerry, that's pretty big of Ben, don't you think?
Yeah, that's nice. That's awful nice of you, Ben.
Very nice of you, Ben. Hey, Kerry, down the stretch.
I don't play it out here from him. But...
Yeah, exactly. So you get the ball against Greg Maddux, and the question was, is it worth the risk? Kerry, you're going to be a big leaguer for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. If all goes well, you might ultimately get to Cooperstown. I know you want no part of that, but I'll say it for you. But then the team has to make a decision. Is it worth the risk? Is it an unnecessary risk? Bottom line, Kerry, you were going to get that baseball no matter what, weren't you?
On that particular day, I think I was. You know, I had tried a couple weeks before the playoff game to come back, and you know, the staff with the Cubs and the training staff and the coaching staff, they've been through that problem before, and it was a problem I haven't been through before. So of course I was trying to rush it and get out there as soon as I could, and like I said, they've been through it before, so they knew what to expect from the player, and they didn't let me go back out when I wanted to. So you know, we waited a couple more weeks, and everything was okay.
Kerry, 20 punch-outs. You walked no batters. The only base knock was a swinging bunt against Houston. Frankly, that was one of the greatest games ever pitched. Well, that's got to be depressing that at age 20, you might never pitch a game that good ever again. Hey, Kerry, you might have to hang it up right now.
You know, I might. It's easy to say that, but you know, in any given day, any pitcher can go out and have his best stuff, and everything has to work your way. Luck has to be on your side. You have to catch all the breaks. You know, you got to be getting calls, and you know, pitchers, it can happen. I mean, it can happen any day. You can go out and throw a no-hitter, or any day you can go out and have your good stuff and get knocked around the park. So it's just on that particular day, it was meant for me to do that, I guess.
Back to our studio audience, fellas. Dwayne is from Texas. You're on with Ben Grieve and Kerry Wood. What is your question?
Hi, Ben. How did it feel to be in your first All-Star game?
About that, Ben?
Yeah, that was awesome. It was a great feeling. I was even probably more nervous for that game than any other game, even my first game in '97, and just being in the locker room with guys like Ripken and Clemens and Griffey and Jeter and guys like that, it's just, you know, you just want to sit there and just take it all in, and kind of went by pretty fast, so I didn't really get to take it all in as much as I would like. But after a couple weeks after the game, it kind of sunk in a little bit, and it's, you know, it's a good feeling.
All right, guys, thanks for that question. Not to draw either of you into any controversy, but if you had to start a big league franchise right now, you've got a guy that can swing it every day. You got a big stud like Kerry Wood who can throw every fifth day. Kerry, who do you start a franchise with, you or Ben Grieve?
You know what I'm going to say.
You?
No. No. Ben's an everyday player. He's going to go out every day and do the job for you, and he's definitely a guy that you could build a franchise around.
And of course, Ben, Kerry Wood is the kind of guy that can not only take the ball every fifth day, but he's going to make everybody better in that rotation. Hey, Ben, if you start a franchise today, who do you start with?
I think there's no question about it. I'd take Kerry, definitely. You know, number one starter like that, every team needs a guy like that. You just come in and, you know, kind of intimidate the other team a little bit and shut them down on every fifth day. And at the 20 or 21 years old, he's only going to get better. So I got to take Kerry on that one.
class acts, great players, and both politically correct. Hey, guys, a great year for both of you. Congratulations. Great to have you on the last word. Let's do it again real soon.
All right, thank you.
Joe. Nice job, guys. Kerry Wood of the Chicago Cubs, Ben Grieve of the Oakland A's. Probably sometime down the road, we'll see both of them in the Hall of Fame. I don't mind saying that myself. They never will, but I'll say it. They are both sweet. All right, we will take a timeout. When we come back, I might even give you my take on that. Who would you start a franchise with? The guy that gets the ball every 5th day or the guy who plays every single day? We'll hit on that with the last word when we come back.
I'd like to show you something you're really going to like. 1010-9000. The only number you need to get directory assistance anywhere in America. It's the easy way to find a phone number. You don't need to know the area code. Who can keep track of them? Just dial 1010-9000, tell the operator whose number you want and where they live. That's it. They find you the number, even offer to dial it for you with no connection charge. That's pretty simple, huh? I thought you'd like it. 1010-9000. Directory assistance for everyone in America.
You too big to give me a hug, tough guy?
Well, I came to talk about Danny. He's headed right where you are.
Where'd you get that? What?
You're like a god to them.
I don't want all that. I don't want my family involved.
What's happening, Dad?
Explosive, says Rolling Stone.
I love you and you're my best friend, but I need you to understand.
Edward Norton gives a blistering, brilliant performance.
I did it! Shoot it!
American History X, rated R. Starts Friday everywhere.
Because different employees have many different jobs. Because those many different jobs have many different uniform and apparel needs. Because those many needs...
Relax. It's Apparel One and done. Aramark introduces the Apparel One process. It begins with assessing your needs. Then, we'll help you design a customized uniform and apparel program. So your employees get the right apparel and your company gets the right program. The new Apparel One process, only from Aramark.
Because you don't need the hassles.
When can you come home?
I don't know.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
With the exceptional purchase power of Visa Platinum, you can throw caution to the wind and fly across an ocean to be with the one you need, the one you miss, the one you love.
Hello?
And so can she.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
As often as it takes. Visa Platinum, it's everywhere you want to be.
Rise and shine.
30 minutes of your morning, a day's worth of sports. Fox Sports News this morning. Weekdays starting at 6:30 on your Fox Sports Net Regional.
Now, get a cashback bonus award later. Shine on. Discover the feeling. It pays.
Welcome to Kenny Rogers Roasters. May I take your order?
Hi, this is Kenny Rogers.
Yes, it is. May I help you?
No, I'm sorry, this is Kenny Rogers.
That's right, sir. Kenny Rogers.
Kenny's Complete Meal Deal. For only $3.99, you'll receive a quarter chicken, 2 delicious side dishes, a muffin, and your choice of beverage. Kenny's Complete Meal Deal. Only $3.99. All day, every day.
Sir, this is Kenny Rogers.
Would it help if I showed you my driver's license?
Oh, no, sir. We're going to need some cash.
My last word, Ben Grieve, Kerry Wood. Tough call. Got to go with the everyday player. Also, the one thing I like about Ben Grieve, he is less likely to come down with a career-threatening injury than a power pitcher like Kerry Wood would. Got to go with Ben Grieve, but it is a tough call. All right, that is it for the program. I do want to thank both of them, both men, both class acts, Kerry Wood and Ben Grieve, for coming on the program. Also, coming up on Friday, we will talk to the NFC's 4th leading rusher, Minnesota's Robert Smith, about that huge Minnesota-Green Bay showdown this weekend. You do not want to miss that. And of course, you don't want to miss the Peeps. They tend to show up like every night. All right, Peeps, thanks a lot. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the program. Hope you all enjoyed the program. That is it. I am Jim Rome. This has been the last word, and we will see you next time. Good night.
MSC, the ultimate sports connection.
the WIAA High School Football Championships. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. By Milk, from the dairy farm families of Wisconsin. Remember to grab a tall, cold glass of milk at every meal. Got milk? And by M&I Bank, where you're just a click away from free online banking and a free MyWeb homepage. Check us out at miweb.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. It's the Division I state championship game, DC Everest and the Knights of Oak Creek. Hi everybody, I'm Ken Syke along with Ken Beagle, the Vice President of the Wisconsin High School Football Coaches Association. We're delighted to be bringing you this #1 championship game in the state of Wisconsin. These are the large schools and it's DC Everest and Oak Creek. And Ken, what kind of a game are you expecting here this afternoon?
Well, these are the heavyweights of the state. We're talking about two-platoon football, kids who work on programs on a year-round basis. We're talking about great athletes on the field, outstanding speed in both of the backfields of DC Everest and Oak Creek. And I would expect a high-scoring football game because it's going to be very difficult for those defenses to contain the speed that is going to be on the field.
A couple of explosive players will profile for you right now. For DC Everest, number 12 is Derek Abney, 5'10", 165 pounds, a wide receiver that averages 22 yards a catch.
Abney is a 3-year starter. He played here 2 years ago and caught a touchdown pass. He's caught 59 passes for about 1,300 yards. He's a type of guy that'll catch a ball in 5-yard out and turn it into a 65-yard big play.
Oak Creek has some potent offensive players as well. Number 21, Todd Odea, a senior running back. It kind of exemplifies their explosive offense.
Odea has 29 touchdowns, and he's their go-to guy in the goal line, but they also have great speed with Jamal Butler and Jeremy Kiles. All these kids are in that 4.4, 4.5 range, and they have good balance.
And pretty good weather here at Camp Randall for November. We're looking forward to this Division I championship game. We'll be back after these messages from your local cable system. This is the WIAA State Football Network.